Your teams, the heart of Michigan. Bally Sports Detroit, the heart of the fan.
Detroit has been the economic and cultural hub of Michigan for more than 100 years. And tonight, it also becomes the center of the high school football universe. In the shadows of Grand River Avenue, you'll find Cass Technical High School, home to the Technicians, and the second-ranked prep football team in Michigan. Less than 3 miles away up Lafayette Street, arch rival Martin Luther King High School stands tall. A top 10 team in their own right. And tonight, they meet on an East Side football field to settle a decades-old score. Who is the best high school football team in Detroit and perhaps the best in Michigan? This is Football Fridays from the heart of the Motor City, and it starts now on Bally Sports. Welcome to Lorenzo Wright Field here on the campus of Detroit, Martin Luther King High School in downtown Detroit. I'm Brooke Fletcher. We'll be joined by Johnny Kane and Craig Monroe in just a few minutes. But hey, we are thrilled to be here for week 3 of Football Fridays. There's a lot of great games going on across the state of Michigan. But listen, there is no better matchup than the matchup you will see here tonight. These are two of the most notable programs in the state of Michigan. And if you don't believe me, well, I'll let the numbers speak for themselves. For more than a decade, both of these teams have won close to 80% of their games. They have become mainstays in the state playoffs in Divisions 1 and 3. And as you can see, they've had plenty of success there. 15 regional championships between them, 9 final appearances, 7 overall state championships, and that's all since 2007, might I add. Now listen, we know there is talent on both sides of the ball, but we can't forget that this is a rivalry game for these kids. They know each other. They grew up playing against each other. So tonight, they're not just competing for a win, they're competing for bragging rights. You can expect a competitive and exciting game here tonight. But for now, I'm going to send it to the two guys calling the game, Johnny Kane and Craig Monroe. Guys, take it away.
All right, Fletch, what an atmosphere, what a rivalry, what a thrill for us to be able to bring this one to you there at home. You know, typically we're talking baseball, but there's nothing like high school football on a Friday night. And I'll tell you what, you were a pretty good football player in your own right coming out of high school in Texas. What's it like for these kids to be a part of a rivalry like this one?
Well, I just think it's about the trash talking. It's about bragging rights. These are two of the best teams in the state of Michigan going head-to-head tonight, Johnny King. The atmosphere is already, I couldn't be more excited. I got goosebumps down here on the field because these guys are fired up and they're ready to go. I couldn't be more fired up for them.
Well, you look at Cass Tech, okay? They come in like a well-oiled machine. I take nothing away from the first two opponents, East Kentwood and Muskegon, but what they were able to do to dispatch both those schools and come in here undefeated has been impressive. And then you look at the home team, Martin Luther King. Yeah, they lose on the road on a Hail Mary in the final seconds in Indianapolis against a talented team called Carmel. But then they come back last week. They beat the defending state champion of Muskegon and Mona Shores. On paper, this looks like to be two preeminent offenses going to battle.
Well, what we're going to see is we're going to see two teams that is well-balanced from an attack standpoint. They can run it. They can pass it. But it's going to be, for me, it's the battle at the front line. Who wins the battle? I think right now, both of these teams believe that they're the better team. But the clock, the bell will ring here real soon, Johnny King, and then they'll make those answers.
Well, we're going to figure it all out. You know, Cass Tech, they've got high aspirations this year, and they're led by their junior quarterback, Lee Montfield. This guy has been near flawless through the first 2 weeks. What's so special about him?
Well, what you love about him is that his presence. He's poised under pressure. He's also a small guy, 5'8", 5'9", but he plays big, very accurate with his arm.
And on the other side, all eyes will be on number 5, Dante Moore. All the colleges are looking at this young man. This guy makes very few mistakes. He's got good playmakers on the outside.
Well, this young man can do it all, Johnny. He can throw it from the pocket. He also can get himself out of trouble. He scrambles a little bit. So I'm looking to see what he's able to do against this young team tonight. I believe that this is just going to be one of the best matchups that I've seen here in Michigan.
I think we're in store for a dandy here tonight. Again, two of the preeminent programs in the entire state of Michigan. You know, there's some programs you just can't lose to. For Cass, it's King. For King, it is Cass. And we're going to bring it your way next here on Bally Sports.
Hey, get low, man. Got his man. Touchdown. Dante Moore throws toward the end zone, and it's caught. He just does not miss.
Mumfield will throw for the end zone. Oh, what a play!
Foot race. Forget it. Touchdown.
It's the game. You know what I mean? It's what you really work for, all summer long.
It's a great rivalry, too, because the kids know each other. They're friends. They played against each other. They're family. The families are interconnected, whether they went to Cass or team. It's honestly about iron sharpening iron.
We are ready for it, so settle in.
Welcome to downtown Detroit. Crosstown rivals meeting on the east side of the city. We call it the Motown Showdown. Coming your way next, we're talking Cass Tech. We are talking Martin Luther King and Craig Monroe. This is going to be a fabulous contest here on a beautiful Friday night.
Yeah, Johnny, it's been fun getting a chance to come down here and talk to both of the coaches, talk to the players, and understand the excitement that this game has surrounded it, and then all the people that are here. The stands are full. This is just going to be a showdown, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, we talked with head coach Marvin Rushing in his first season there at Cass Tech. He said, look, everybody talks about this rivalry. These young guys know each other for youth football. There's going to be a lot of fanfare. There's going to be a lot of talking back and forth. But I'm telling you right now, these kids, these coaches, these programs, we all respect each other. This is about two of the preeminent programs in the state showcasing what Detroit has to offer. And how about on the other side, Ty Spencer now in his sixth season at King. Look at the career record, a couple of state championships under his belt. He says, you know what? This means everything. You don't want to know what it's like coming to school that next week after losing to Cass Tech. The bragging rights are huge. Winning or losing this game is vitally important for these young men. And it will be Detroit King who will receive the football first. It'll be Cass Tech, the visitors, kicking off. Again, King comes in at 1-1. We talked about it briefly in the open. Had a last-second loss to Carmel out of Indianapolis. The last play of the game there in week 1, but they bounced back last week to beat Muskegon Mona Shore. So they come in at 1-1. Cass Tech was doing the kicking off, wearing the forest green and white. They come in unbeaten with a couple of lopsided victories through the first 2 weeks. And we are underway. King with the football inside the 15-yard line. Good special teams play by Cass Tech to get down and make the tackle inside the 10-yard line. So Dante Moore, we talk about this young man as being a do-it-all player. A lot of colleges across the state interested in perhaps attaining the services of this young man. 71% completion percentage coming into today. A humble leader, not necessarily a rah-rah guy, but somebody that the team certainly listens to anytime he speaks. And he'll have an opportunity to lead this offense, this high-powered offense, to start this football game. There you go, 6'2", 195, good size for a high school quarterback. Again, 5-star prospect. And you talked about him being the #1 ranked junior in Michigan. That's a lot of pressure for a young man.
Well, there's definitely some pressure on this young man, but at the same time, he seemed to be poised under pressure. And that's why he's #1 in the state.
And it'll be a whistle before we get things started. We'll sort this out. Looks like to be a false start against King.
Dead ball foul. False start on the offense. 5 yards. Replay first down.
So that'll back them up inside their own 5-yard line to get things started. There's Coach Spencer. Tremendous personality. Good getting to talk with him earlier in the week. You know, he knows what this is like. Came up through the same program, not getting a chance to lead his alma mater. How about that big fella? We'll be calling his name quite a bit. Deion Walker, the talented defensive tackle for Cass Tech. And the first play from scrimmage. It'll be a run, a short run, couple of yards to get the Crusaders off and running.
Personal foul on the offense.
So personal foul here on the offense against King, so that'll negate any positive yardage. That's going to back him up even further, Craig. Not an ideal start if you're the Crusaders.
Well, not in a big game like this. You have to play clean football, and right now they're kicking themselves because they've had a couple of penalties that is not allowing them to get this offense going.
Let's take a look at the starters here for this King offense. They feel like they have some good size on the outside, good athletic receivers, and some speed as well. Moore hands it off. Knocked near the end zone, but able to get out to about the 1 yard line. So Sterling Anderson Jr. swallowed up right away by that Cass Tech defense.
I mean, take a look here, Johnny. Cass Tech's front line, they are swarming to the football, and they're gang tackling the Kings early at 10. Samuel Washington makes a great play there.
Kyle Booker also in there from the linebacker spot to make a tackle as well. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 14. 1 minute elapsed here in the opening quarter. Moore, back to pass, being flushed out of the pocket. Throws it downfield, lucky to get rid of it. And King's going to be forced to punt the football on its opening possession. So good pressure by that Cass Tech defense. We talk about that defensive front having a lot of talent, a lot of size, a lot of speed. There they were able to get to the talented junior quarterback Dante Moore, get him off his mark, and he had to throw that one away. As Deion Walker, one of the big guys in pursuit.
Well, if the Kings going to get anything going on the offensive side, they're going to have to contain that big man there, Deion Walker. Well, they're not to contain the whole front line, Johnny. They were swarming. He had no time to throw that ball.
That's Dante Moore. He also handles the punting responsibilities, has his heels on the back chalk, gets one away. And that one checks right at the 40-yard line, and it's going to be down at the 40, maybe the 38-yard line, actually. So it's going to be great starting field position for Cass Tech. And again, you talk about well-oiled machines. Look no further than the technicians and that young man, the junior Lee Mumpfield, who's been doing nothing but throwing touchdowns for 2 weeks of his junior campaign.
Well, give his line a lot of credit too, Johnny. They don't allow anyone to get to him. He hasn't been sacked all season long. I know it's just 2 games, but that's credit to the offensive line of giving him time so he can throw the football, read his reads, and make accurate throws down the field.
Mumpfield has 5 touchdown passes in the first half last week against Muskegon. Hands the football off to Shamar Snow, but a flag comes in. Already the 3rd flag here in this football game. Let's sort it out.
Dead ball, offside, defense, 5 yards, first down.
3 penalties in this game. All 3 of them go against the home team.
Well, there's got to be some nerves, and that's what happened. It's early, and I think once they calm down and start focusing on the task at hand, and that's worried about what you've worked on, win your battles. I think right now all these guys are antsy and really they're nervous about this game.
Well, one thing this defense wants to do for King is try to bring pressure from the edges if at all possible. Try to get Lee Mumpfield off his mark. When he has a chance for 3-step drop and fire, he is nearly unstoppable. That time the southpaw throws it a little too deep for his intended target on the outside. That was Javen Sewell. So bring up 2nd down. Now the starters for Cass Tech. We talked about Deion Walker, 6'8", 340 pounds. It's a big son of a gun. Jackson Pruitt at the right guard spot, another guy that can flat out play this game. Jameel Gardner, look for him on the outside. Again, the talented slot man Latrell White, and also Nate Briggs, number 5. We'll be calling his name quite a bit tonight. This time the handoff to Shamar Snow. Breaks the first tackle inside the 20. Snow stays on his feet. Down near the 10-yard line. Shamar Snow, the talented junior tailback, goes 5'10", 180 pounds. Leading rusher coming in. And he shows you why. He is built low to the ground, and he punishes his defenders.
We got a dead ball. Personal foul on the offense.
Well, how about this, Simo? You talk about some of the emotions early in a game like this one.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what we're seeing, Johnny. A lot of emotion. Guys are trying to win the battle. It's a nice.
Yeah, Snow broke through the arm tackle, and then maybe something said right here.
Yeah, they're jarring a little bit, but again, it's a rivalry. And so you're going to see this. You're going to see them jarring a little bit. Might see several more personal fouls.
15-yard spot penalty, so it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 29. And again, games like this, you want the kids to be able to play, have some adrenaline going, but certainly don't want to have costly penalties to back you up when you got all the momentum on your side.
Well, you just want to control the nerves.
Mumpfield now puts Snow to his left. Bring a player in motion, hand off to Snow. Snow, this time unable to break through the defense. And it was Blake Bailiff, the team's leading tackler. Bailiff in there makes a sure-handed stop. That'll bring up 2nd and long. How about some of the impact players? Terrence Mays, 5'11", 315-pound senior from the nose guard spot. Blake Bailiff, to talk about him, he is a tackling machine. And then Jameel Croft Jr. in the secondary. So they've got one at every level of this defense. They're going to be tested in all 3 levels here tonight. Mumpfield. Now 2nd and long. Fakes the handoff to Snow, keeps it himself. He's got daylight. Mumpfield lowers his shoulder. He'll pick up the 1st down. So not typically a quarterback that's going to beat you with the speed every week, but he shows it to you, and if it's there, it can hurt you.
I mean, take a look at how he rides that running back there and holds that ball, and then he's able to keep it, get loose, Johnny Kane. This will be something that they're going to use throughout this game. You're going to see him hold that ball in there to the receiver, to the running back, and then if he pulls back, he's going to have daylight. Seems like all night.
That's going to bring up 1st and goal from the 10-yard line for this Cass Tech offense. Mumpfield, high snap, hands it off, and maybe a gain of 1, maybe 2 yards on the play.
Number 2, Sean Hodges. The ball carrier for Cass Tech. Tripped up.
Dave Malecki doing the play calling here for Cass Technical, now in his 12th season. You see standing in the way of Coach Rush and say, hey, let me get a good look at it here, Coach. Those guys work well in tandem, no question about that. Going to give him 2 yards on the carry. Going to bring up 2nd and goal. Fakes the handoff to Snow, slings it to the outside. Oh, into the end zone for the first score of the game is Jameel Gardner. Made the first man miss, and the technicians on their opening drive go down and put 6 on the board. Javen Sewell, the receiver on the play. Said Jameel Gardner. It was Javen Sewell, number 3 on the far side. How about it? Get your playmakers in space, right?
How about that footwork there? Creating some space and getting in the end zone.
And you got to be able to break down if you're a tackler. Make sure on the outside you break down, get low, wrap them up. But Javen Sewell, that's what you got to do. Put your playmakers in space, and Sewell pays it off for an 8-yard touchdown reception. Cass Tech an extra point away from going up 7-0. And that kick is good. So 7-0. Not quite 4 minutes elapsed here in the opening quarter. Cass Tech, that high-powered offense, a little ping, a little pong, a little touchdown.
Welcome back. We're getting high school football action here on Friday night, and we'll see the Lions in action on Sunday. And I'm joined by a former Detroit Lion and All-Pro wide receiver, Herman Moore. Herman, always good to see you. How you doing tonight?
Hey, you know what? I'm good. Good to be here. You know, it's Friday night. It's football. We're hanging out in Detroit, so it's what could be better?
Well, listen, you're no stranger to rivalries, and when you take a look at these players out here playing this game, what do you say about the emotions that they're feeling right now?
Well, this is always good because this is a cross rivalry right here in the city, and two really good teams with MLK, and then you got Cass Tech. So all I know is this: is that these are kids that are friends with one another, even though they go to different schools. There's a lot of things they're here. You got to bring the sportsmanship. You got to come in here, and the families are coming in. They got to remember that they're friends, but also they're here to support their kids.
Well, I know you're familiar with these teams a little bit. You saw Cass Tech last Friday, but when you take a look at the talent and the size of these boys, I mean, what do you have to say about that?
Well, I know one thing. I'm glad I didn't play against a lot of these kids when I was in high school because they've gotten a lot bigger. I think the coaches are doing even a better job of making sure they stay close to them in their health and their nutrition. And also their academics. I mean, both kids and the kids from both of these schools, they have a focus on that. And we see the turnout that we get year in and year out to D1 schools and also just other academic institutions. So it's I'm glad to be here. I'm glad what Bally is doing with this Bally Sport. And it's just great to be here.
All right, Herman, thank you so much for being with me. We'll see more of Herman Moore as the Football Fridays continue the rest of the season. Johnny, I'll send it up to you.
All right, thanks, Fletch. Always nice to see Herman Moore around. What a great guy, great ambassador for the Lions, and happy to have him on our team now, I can tell you that much. Lamont Parks, the return man for King. So they missed the extra point, so it's a 6-0 ball game, all things considered. I think, if you're King, you want to make sure you get something. You got a little bit of breathing room. Remember on that first drive, they had the 3 penalties, backed them up, and they had to punt the football away deep inside their own end zone.
Well, I just think they're going to have to calm the nerves down, Johnny. I think right now, the guys on the offensive side, they're a little bit jumpy.
Ty Spencer talking to Terrence Mays on the sideline. Terrence Mays, the guy that'll go both ways for him. Not in there at the moment. We're going to shotgun set here to start. Single receiver up top. Trips receivers on the near side. Fakes the handoff. Moore. Little screen pass. And Sterling Anderson Jr. picks up a nice chunk of yardage there on first down. Well, we talk about my partner here, Craig Monroe. We know he's obviously a world-class baseball player, but look, 3-sport athlete coming out of Texas. Look at this young man. Looks like he's playing for Clemson almost in these uniforms.
The Texas High Tigers, dude. I tell you what, just being out there on the field, Friday night lights in Texas, it's just nothing like it. And then just getting a chance to call this game and hang out with you here. This is, you can't ask for anything better.
Oh, the only thing that I've noticed is that maybe the pads have shrunk since your playing days.
My pads were big, right? But how about this little swing pass here, right? 18 slot receiver, Rashawn.
Yeah, Rashawn Mercer got out there.
Yeah.
So first down of the football game for Detroit King. Approaching 7 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. And another flag comes in. Already our 5th penalty of this football game. It'll be
on the offense, 5 yards, replay first down.
A little legal procedure. So that'll back them up another 5 yards.
And Duncan, you have to think about this if you're King. They're probably jumpy because you look at that front 7 of Cass Tech. They're trying to get the jump because they know they can't allow them to create the pressure. They have to go in and go hard at them first, throw that first punch.
1st and 15, more back to pass, pressure coming, ball comes loose. And Cass Tech believes they have it. Let's take a look at it. Sterling Anderson Jr., the running back, had gotten there close to it, and he and Jackson Pruitt both dove for it, and I believe it is Anderson who was able to hang on to it. The 6'6", 300-pound Jackson Pruitt tried to wrestle it away, but credit Sterling Anderson for hanging on to the football. That's going to back him way up, however.
Well, it's just good awareness there. 25.
Yeah, Darius
King comes in and delivers the blow, knocks the ball loose. But get Sterling Anderson Jr. a lot of credit there, Johnny, for just keeping his head on the swivel, knowing exactly where the ball is, and he dives on it. And the big boys are all over him.
They're all over it. And now another flag comes in. That's going to go against King one more time. False start.
5 yards. Repeat second down.
Coach Spencer puts the headset back on. I know coming into this game you want to be buttoned up. Again, emotions being what they are, you're trying to get into some type of game flow. Didn't take the field, till really, pretty late, closing in on game time. You want to make sure everybody stays focused. But to come out here right now, a couple uncharacteristic penalties early on. So this time they hand the football off to Sterling Anderson, and there is absolutely nowhere to run. Swallowed up by the defense of Cass Tech. Guess who? Kamari Anderson. Yeah, big number 15. Yeah, he's a good football player. We know that much. Could also play a little baseball. We'll get into that a little bit later. But right there, that's all football.
Good pressure there. And obviously, as big as he is, not too many guys are getting away from him.
So now 3rd and a mile from inside the 5-yard line. Handoff to Anderson, again swallowed up right after he touches the football. And that's going to bring up another punting situation for the Crusaders.
King's not getting anything going on the ground because of that defense of Cass Tech. They are swarming to the football. They're blowing up the front line, and they're getting pressure.
I know one thing you talked about with Coach Spencer a little bit earlier in the week was the game plan going in. Everybody says they want to be balanced, but it's one thing to say it. You want to be able to have some ground control and be able to possess the football a little bit, not just have to sit back and throw it around the field. But right now, they're becoming one-dimensional.
Well, it's going to be tough to get balance, Johnny, when Cass Tech is applying as much pressure as they've done already early in this game.
Beautiful punt from Dante Moore. Exceptional punt inside the 40-yard line. He touched it. King falls on it. King's going to get the football, I do believe. We'll have to wait for the official signal. Looked like the Cass Tech player touched it, Simo, but the officials right now did not seem to agree with what we saw. Now, it may have been first touched by the King player.
I'm not quite sure, Johnny, right there. When I see the replay here,
he touches it.
That is so close, but I think the refs got this one right.
So Cass Tech going to get the football. That was Javen Sewell. And how about this on first down? Almost picked off. Almost picked off. Cass Tech taking a shot downfield and nearly picked off by Corey Webb.
Cass Tech's giving Munfield a lot of time. A lot of time to throw this ball. But how about the play, like you said, Johnny, going up high and knocking that ball loose and almost coming down with it. It's a great defensive play there.
And he was looking for Javen Sewell. Again, the young man who had the touchdown reception and was back there to field that last punt. So 2nd and 10. Again, a 6-point lead here for the technicians of Cass Tech. And traveled about 3 miles across town to get here for this rivalry. Personal foul goes against Cass Tech.
A lot of chirping going on down there, Johnny Kane.
15-yarder again, Simo.
Yep, a lot of chirping going on. And the referees are having no part, so they're not going to have it in this game.
Well, they want to make sure they take control of it early on. You don't want it to escalate to anything further than chirping. Well, chirping never hurt anybody. Monkfield back to pass. With time. Firing over the middle. And dropped. Had Latrell White. Hit him right in the breadbasket, but maybe a little too open. We go back to last week. Craig Monroe made the trip up to Muskegon. Kamari Anderson, the big tight end, over the middle. Monkfield with 5 first-half touchdown passes. There he found Latrell White in the corner. Monkfield rolling. This is a big play to John McIntosh back of the end zone at the end of the first half. Cass Tech rolled in week 2, 49-14 over the Big Red. Now it's 3rd and 10. Ball to 22-yard line. Trips receivers down low. Monkfield coming back this way. Throws it. Pass is complete. Will not be enough for a first down because of the personal foul penalty, but it is a completion on the play. Caleb Davis on the receiving end. That's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, they put a little pressure on Monkfield here, though, but he does a good job of eluding the pressure. And then what about the job that 13 did there? Caleb Davis coming back for that ball and making a nice play.
Well, that's one thing that King wanted to do. You got to feel good about that. Finally able to get some pressure against Monkfield. Again, that offensive front for Cass Tech, they're not easy to move. They're not easy to get out of position, but that time able to do so. Pierce Clark back to punt it away for the Technicians. Nearly blocked. Gets it off the right side of his foot, and that ball will go out of bounds right at the 35-yard line. King with an opportunity here. Nice defensive stand to back up the Technicians. They'll have good starting field position here late in the first quarter, down 6. One week ago, Martin Luther King taking care of business against the defending Division II state champion Muskegon Mona Shores. How about a 40-19 rout, which snapped Mona's 19-game win streak? And King had it rolling in all facets of the game that night, right here on this very field. Trying to move to 2-1 on the season after a heartbreaking loss there in week 1 on the road in Indianapolis. And this young man, all eyes on number 5, Dante Moore. Scouts in attendance here tonight. Talented junior, gunslinger. Has not been sacked yet this season. Moore back to pass with time. Looking over the middle. Got his man. And into the end zone. Detroit King. How about Terrence Brown, the senior on the receiving end? Did the heavy lifting from there. Dante Moore put it right on the mark, and then he just outran the Cass Tech secondary, and they are an extra point away from taking the lead here at home.
We talked a lot about Dante Moore's arm and his ability to make every throw on the field. And that was a great example of it there, Johnny. He had time behind that offensive line. And then he threw a dart to Terrence Brown. As you alluded to, Terrence Brown does the rest. Breaks a tackle.
So how about Cass Tech finds itself behind for the first time this season? Another look at it, see.
Let's take a look at it here. Got plenty of time, right? Sees his man 21. Terrence Brown, and he does the rest, Johnny. As you said, he broke the tackle, and he was off and running, off to the races.
Yeah, nice job making the adjustment.
Well,
again, not necessarily throwing on the money, was it, Steve?
Definitely not on the money. He had to go get way down there, get low, and make a grab. But that's what playmakers do, Johnny. They have to make plays. As long as the quarterback puts the ball in a position to where it gives you a chance to catch it, then let the playmaker make the play, and he did.
That he did. Terrence Brown, fabulous piece of running after the catch. And now the Crusaders get the crowd into it a little bit here, leading 7-6 late first quarter. And for Dante Moore, He had 300 passing yards, 4 touchdowns a week ago. And he'll pad those stats a little bit here tonight after that pitch and catch. So how does Cass Tech respond? Again, they've got a quick strike offense as well. And we've seen in their first 2 weeks to play, again, with the East Kentwood and also against Muskegon. A lot of times, you know, they're so unpredictable with what they'll do. They'll throw it on first and second down. I mean, you can't really figure out exactly what they're going to do, when they're going to do it, which makes them so tough to stop. We'll see what Coach Rushing and this offense have dialed up. Coach Malecki, what they want to do. If they want to take a shot here early, try to get that sting out of their mouth early.
Well, I think both of these offenses are high-powered offense. They put up a lot of points. And so it seems like they're starting to get in the flow of the game. And we might see a high-scoring game tonight between these two teams.
Well, one thing's for sure, both defenses have been really good through the first couple of weeks, but both offenses have been really good. So I think if you looked at it, and if you're just checking box scores, you understand that both these offenses can score when they want to, and what defense is going to be able to step up and make enough stops. So we'll see. I think this very well could be a shootout here tonight. Montfield hands it off to Snow. Snow breaks through the first would-be tackler, lowers the boom, gets out near midfield. He'll be down to the other side at the 49-yard line. Helmet comes off. Some tough running from the junior running back, Shamar Snow.
Yeah, but how about the footwork? The nifty footwork from Snow. And then he popped. Big Masai Redding, number 66, pulling, opening that hole up for him.
Boom.
And then Snow just delivers a shoulder and helmet right in the chest.
They're going to have to work on the equipment so Snow will come off to the side. Upfield this time. Inside handoff. Couple of yards maybe. Sean Hodges, the senior running back, picks up a couple. Talk about the size and strength. You talk about Masai Reddick, big number 68. Look at this guys. These guys can play college football.
Well,
tomorrow.
A lot of these guys will be playing
they will be, true.
College football.
I mean, the average is 6'5", 300 pounds all across that offensive front. You were a running back or receiver?
I was a receiver. If you're Montfield, who's the quarterback, you feel real good about having them big boys at the front blocking for you and giving you time to pick through the defense.
Montfield with time, steps up in the pocket, slings it, got his man, overthrows his intended target. It's going to bring up second down. Yeah, Montfield certainly appreciates having that type of time to throw, and guys like Shamar Snow and Sean Hodges and Kareem Sharif, their stable of running backs, certainly love to be able to run behind that type of size.
Well, you just know the holes are going to be open, Johnny. And you really can just put your head down and know that I've got to get past I'm going to get past the line. Now I've got to worry about the linebacker. Maybe one quick move, and you can be off to the races.
Second long, minute 40 remaining here in the opening quarter. Make it 1:43 remaining. Montfield sends Latrell White in motion. Big pressure, tries to dump it off and does so. And plenty of running room for number 18 before he gets popped. That's Julius Faulkner, the tight end. So they brought the kitchen sink, did King. And Montfield, pressure in his face, able to dump it off to the big tight end, pick up a first down.
Well, it's just a well-executed screen here. You see all the pressure. Front line of King did not recognize it, did not pick it up. And Cass Tech was able to pick up a few yards here.
Yeah, that's not an easy throw when you're backpedaling like that. But Faulkner, 6'3", 230-pound senior right there. Well executed by Cass Tech, keeps the drive alive as we approach a minute remaining here in the opening quarter. Montfield with time, looking on the outside. Inside the 10-yard line. Jameel Gardner, first down, Technicians. Hang on, there's a flag on the play.
Talk to me.
And it looks like they're going to Cass Tech is walking back toward the huddle, back near the 30-yard line.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, White. It's going to be a first down.
So take a look on the replay. Common theme so far, a lot of talking.
A lot of talking. We said that's what happens in rivalry games. And LaShawn Monkfield, throws an absolute dime to Jamil Gardner. But again, you can't shoot yourself in the foot like this, Johnny. You can't give those yardage back.
Yeah, Gardner letting Terrence Brown know.
Chirping a little bit, pointing at him.
Yeah. Shamar Snow now on 1st and long gets swallowed up by Blake Bailiff. And 2 more flags come in. And we'll wait to unpack this. Again, Cass Tech walking backwards. Looks like could be holding on the play.
You want the penalty? Holding on the offense, 10 yards. Repeat first down.
So I'd imagine Coach Rushing right now, he talked about there being a quiet calmness around his program this week. But early on, again, maybe a little too much adrenaline, a little too many extracurriculars. Again, you talk about shooting yourself in the foot, call it what it is. Great scoring opportunity, but to go in the opposite direction right now.
Well, one of the things I've recognized and noticed about this Cass Tech team is that they're very disciplined, but they're not showing it early in this game against King.
Monkfield, a little bit of pressure coming in his face, able to unload it. Oh my goodness! Corey Webb. He goes 5'8", 150 pounds, and he just laid the wood.
What a play by this quarterback here. There's some pressure on Monkfield, but boom, delivers the blow. And then, pump himself in his chest, telling, "Oh, I want more of that."
Wow.
I like it.
Caleb Davis got the reception and then paid the price.
I mean, that's just good, clean football right there.
No question. King's got to feel pretty good about the way they've responded. They spotted him 6 points early in this one, came down to take the lead, and now bristling up on the defensive end, Corey Webb laying wood. The Crusaders lead at 7-6 through 12 minutes of action. And the 1 touchdown for Cass Tech belongs to Javen Sewell. We're back with second quarter action here on Bally Sports right after this.
Welcome back to Football Fridays. To call this season a trying one for Coach Marvin Rushing and his kids at Cass Tech would undersell the loss this group is feeling right now. Cass Tech has lost multiple coaches and a former coach to deaths in the last several months. In May, former coach Leon Jefferson, who worked with all the upperclassmen linemen on this current Cass Tech team, passed away suddenly. And then in July, defensive line and strength coach Dennis Smith, better known as Smitty to everyone in the program, tragically passed away. And then just on the eve of practice beginning in early August, beloved longtime offensive line coach William Sassy also passed away. Such a tragedy in such a short period of time was devastating for this program. Grief counselors were provided to Cass Tech's players as they began to prepare for the 2021 season. But it's in that tragedy the entire program has found strength. If you can see the shirts the coaching staff is wearing tonight, they have a quote on them, a quote their late friend, Coach Sassy, would tell his players every day. If someone hasn't told you I love you today, I love you. Such a powerful message that everyone on this Cass Tech team has embraced, and as they remember the lives of their coaches and friends. Guys.
I love that. Sean Monkfield trying to make something out of nothing down to the 25-yard line. I love that story so much, and we talked about it this week. Cass Tech does such a great job putting their arms around these players. The coaches they lost were huge in that. That can't be understated, honestly. It's one thing to say a program's all about family. There are a lot of programs, don't get me wrong, they handle themselves accordingly. But the Cass Tech family has endured losses that certainly hit right at the core.
Yeah, Johnny, I was talking to Coach Rushing earlier this week, and he was just filling me in on everything, and just sitting across from him and hearing him talk about this, it's just heartbreaking because you can feel that the emotions are still fresh. And he said this team's just different than teams he's coached in the past. Johnny, you mentioned it earlier. There's just this calmness about this team. I'll get to it in a second.
Muffield back to pass on the outside. Sean Hodges, nobody home. Hodges takes a shot, but not before he gets across the pylon for a Cass Tech touchdown. Sean Hodges ran up the sideline. Flag came in late. Could be helmet to helmet. We'll have to see. It was Jameel Croft came in, laid the lick on him, but not before he crossed the end zone. We'll get another look at it. Simo, you can take us through it, because from our vantage point, it looked like he was in for the score, and then the flag came in right after contact.
Yeah, but like you said, Johnny, Jameel Croft Jr. made him pay for that one. I mean, I felt that one up here.
There's no penalty on the play. Touchdown.
Well, there you go. Another look at it.
Great awareness here, right out of the backfield. Catches the ball, puts the burners on. But watch this one. Pay for that touchdown.
Make him pay, but it still counts the same. Sean Hodges.
Yes,
so Cass Tech responding favorably after falling behind for the first time this season.
Yeah, Johnny, but you can send messages, and that's sending a message right there.
No question.
That's why this is a rivalry game. You're going to see some of these plays. You're going to see guys laying it all out on the line.
I want to let them know nothing's going to come easy in this football game.
Definitely not going to come easy.
Pierce Clark in to try the point after. This time it's through, so it'll be a 13-7 advantage for the technicians. Good attendance for the visitors here tonight as well. One more look from the backside, Simo.
Well, again, nice spiral pass there from Muffield, but then again, just that big blow.
Here it was. I was saying Jameel Croft Jr., but it wasn't. It was Samuel Washington. It was Washington who came in. Croft standing there looking. Samuel Washington Jr. came in and laid the lick.
He laid.
Good night. Sean Hodges. Hey, man, great effort from him. Spry young man bounced right back to his feet. Some hard hitting, heavy hitting. We expected no less in a game of this magnitude. So now Cass Tech back in front, 13-7. We'll get another opportunity to see Dante Moore come out and lead this Crusader offense one more time.
I love the fact he was able to hold on to that ball, though, Johnny. After taking that hit.
Yeah, for sure. And here comes the Crusader offense one more time. So 1 minute elapsed here in the second quarter. Cass Tech here to kick it away. And Pierce Clark kicks this one deep. Be fielded right about the 15-yard line. And Sterling Anderson Jr. with some running room gets up to the 35-yard line. So good starting field position for the Crusaders. You know, high school football fans, you want to join us next week. Football Fridays continue here on Bally Sports. We're going to head northwest to Grand Traverse Bay. One of the best rivalries in the state of Michigan is TC West and Traverse City Central. Kickoff be at 7 o'clock from historic Thurlby Field on your home for high school football. Bally Sports. This is my first time getting up that way for a high school football matchup, so really looking forward to that one.
It'll be my first time just going to Traverse City Pool, so I'm looking forward to it.
There you go. Get a little fishing in, maybe stop at a winery, play a little golf, eat some cherries.
All that sounds good.
So here's Dante Moore. Trips receivers on the near side. Fakes the handoff. Moore keeps it himself. Plenty of running room. Moore past the 50. Avoids any hit. Gets right out of bounds. So nice chunk yardage on first down for the Crusaders. So we know Dante can run a little bit. Good soccer player as well. Showed some swift feet. Good footwork. Looked like a designed run the entire way.
Yeah, but he also just shows good awareness. He puts the ball in the belly, takes it out, And he's off and running, but not going to get himself hurt here. Just going to get out of the bounds, take what the defense gives him. He's able to get the first down.
This time slings it out. Making the first man miss, and then some. Lynn Weichel, the senior. They call him the life of the party. Picks up a first down, so back-to-back first downs for this offense.
Well, here's what you want to do. You want to get your playmakers out in some space and allow them to use that nifty footwork.
That broke the ankles of Caden Wilson.
Yeah, he did.
Look at that. Straight effort.
On there, yeah.
Again, they like the speed, they like their size on the outside, and they showed it there. This time they keep the ball on the ground inside the 30-yard line.
We're starting to see that balanced attack now, Johnny. They're throwing the football, and then they're also putting it in the belly of the running backs.
Terrence Brown picks up about 7 yards. Maybe they'll give him 8 yards on the carry, bring up second and short.
Wouldn't be surprised right here, Johnny, if they try to put it in his belly and throw it.
Fakes it, slings it, first down, and a good tackle on the outside from Miles Gilmore. That was Rashawn Mercier on the receiving end, and he had some room.
I feel like those plays are starting to be set up because of the Kings' ability to run the football. Kind of get those linebackers biting, get the cornerbacks looking in, and next thing you know, you can pull it out and you can dump that ball off to the receivers on the outside.
So Rashawn Mercier moves the sticks one more time. Cass Tech calls timeout. They want to talk things over. Make sure they got the plan of attack in order against this talented King offense. Football Fridays on Bally Sports are brought to you by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Family is not just the name of our company, but the way we do business. By your local Toyota dealer. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by Figer Law. Nobody knows the law like we do. Figer Law. How about this? Some of the talented NFL players who've come out of the Detroit Public School League. Lawrence Thomas out of Renaissance. Desmond King still with the Tennessee Titans from East English Village. Back in class of 2013. So many great athletes that have come out of the PSL. And that's not counting the guys that have come out from King and Cass Tech. That's everybody else.
Right.
First and 10. Moore back to pass, pressure in his face, has to throw it away, and does so. So Cass Tech coming out of a timeout, and they bring pressure right away on the talented junior quarterback, make him throw it away. That'll bring up second down.
Yeah, that was Kyler Booker there applying that pressure. And Dante Moore does what he's supposed to do, and that's just get rid of the football.
Now second 10. Ball spotted right at the 20-yard line. Sterling Anderson Jr. in the backfield with him. Moore now looking back that way. Instead dumps it off. And has a completed pass on the outside.
Yeah, it's a nice catch there by number 2, Chauncey Willis Jr. Goes up and get this ball here, Johnny. Talk about receivers. When you're making plays, you got to catch it with your hands. And he does a great job of elevating and making a nice grab there.
Yeah, Chauncey Willis, sure-handed receiver. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. Moore hands it off. Sterling Anderson lowers his shoulder, gets through the first tackler, down to the 5-yard line. That's going to move the sticks. So how about that?
Johnny, we weren't sure if the Kings are going to be able to run the football against this big front line of Cass Tech. But they're doing a really good job of running the football and, again, being able to throw it off the fake.
Yeah, they're moving the football at will. It's going to be 1st and goal inside the 10-yard line. Moore has his target down at the goal line. Is he in? Touchdown, Detroit King. Joseph Williams, the senior, took the hit, leaned forward, got across the goal line, and Detroit King an extra point away from reclaiming the lead, Simo.
Well, just a nice read here, nice throw here, but also a nice drawn up play. A little slant route, it looks like.
Yeah, it was slant route, and he gets sandwiched. Sean Hodges in on the tackle for Cass Tech.
But Joseph Williams holds on to it.
That he did. Extra point away. Good hold, good kick, good night. Martin Luther King answering the bell, we say answering the horn. 14-13. I don't know how many people thought that they would be able to move at will like this against this defense, again, on consecutive drives.
I don't think anybody thought that, Johnny King. We thought that Cass Tech, they would dominate at the front line. That has not been the case.
Well, the one thing coming in, as we talked about, is Coach Spencer felt like if he has time, if they were able to protect Dante Moore, they were going to be able to use some of their size on the receivers on the outside. Again, Joseph Williams, one of the bigger guys, 6'2", 200 pounds. We talked a little bit about Lynn Weish-El. He's more of a speed guy from the slot spot, but Rashawn Mercier and the other slot receiver, we talked about him on the scoring drive as well. Terrence Brown, Sterling Anderson Jr. We're getting a lot of different guys touching the football, and you got to account for a lot of different numbers. They're in the black and yellow uniform.
And Johnny, I believe it's because of their ability to run the football. They're showing that balanced attack. And they're also giving Dante Moore a lot of time holding off that big guys at the front of the line of scrimmage to be able to pick them apart.
Yeah, throws a pretty football. Already 2 passing touchdowns on the night. We got a football game here.
Yeah, been very accurate with his throwing.
So you got the lights on here at the stadium, the sun going down, tucking in behind the horizon. And truly Friday night lights. Ball goes into the end zone. That'll be a touchback. All right, so let's take a look at some of the Division III rankings here in the state of Michigan. And again, Martin Luther King mentioned the only one loss that came because they scheduled a really tough opponent on the road down in Indianapolis. DeWitt, we know how good they are. Brother Rice, a lot of good football programs here. Muskegon, they were on the losing end of that game last week against Cass Tech. St. Mary's, so many good football teams there in the top 10, but you see at the top of the heat, Detroit King. And going into this game, you figure out how good are we. Last year we lost twice to these guys. Losing the PSL championship, they lost in the opening week. Don't think they don't have a little revenge on their mind.
Oh, they definitely have some revenge on their mind. And they also got a little chip on their shoulder, right?
Now Lee Mumpfield back to lead the technicians on offense. Hands the football off to Shamar Snow. And Snow, as he's done all night, gets through the first wave of tacklers. Keeps on chugging, gets up to the 39-yard line.
Yeah, that offensive line has really opened these holes up for Shamar Snow. And the King defensive backs are just arm tackling, and that's not going to get it with this young man. He's strong, he puts his head down and running right through them.
This is a young man wanted to carry the ball a lot more last season, and they asked him to work on some things. He's gotten faster, become a better leader, but really been stepping up and competing every day with the other 3 running backs they have. Snow one more time. This time brought down by Cole Olston, coming up from the strong safety spot.
Look at the left tackle. Deion Walker pulling there, opening up the hole.
So that's going to bring up 2nd and 3. There's a reason why so many college programs like him. He's no hummingbird, but he can move quickly.
Yeah, he's a big man though, but he moves well.
Inside 8 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Mumpfield hands the football off. Snow trying to bounce it outside. And a nice form tackle on the outside from Jameel Croft Jr., number 7. A leader on that defensive side, and he went up and tackled Shamar Snow, which is no easy task.
Yeah, just a good open field tackle here by number 7, Jameel Croft Jr. Textbook there. Hit him and wrap him up.
All right, ball placed at the 49-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10, so got just enough to pick up the first down. Mumpfield this time passing all the way. Steps into the throw. And a nice job on defense. Hold the phone. That's going to be pass interference on Terrence Brown. Might have reached across and made contact just before the ball had gotten there.
On the defense, 15 yards for the previous spot. First down.
So 15 yards go in favor of the technician. Another look at it.
Yeah, but you see right here with that left hand Terrence Brown, he was holding on to the receiver. You see him right there, he's holding down, not allowing him to extend the arms and make that play.
Yeah, Jameel Gardner. Tough to get both hands up. He was being pulled down by Terrence Brown on the left shoulder pad. So it'll be 1st and 10, ball at the 34-yard line. Mumpfield play action. Dumps it off. Faulkner down to the 11-yard line. Julius Faulkner, the 6'3" senior tight end. Second time we've called his name tonight. That'll move the sticks one more time.
Settle in, huh?
I think so.
They're both settled in. They're settling down.
Felt each other out a little bit early
now
on.
They're starting to execute.
And you're not seeing as many penalties. Obviously, we saw pass interference, but those are more penalties that are within the realm of play and not so much talking. And I'm sure after the first quarter, both sides said, boys, let's lock it in here. Mumpfield hands it off. Snow up the middle. Down near the 5-yard line. Shamar Snow one more time. How about against Muskegon? For this young man with 16 carries, 113 yards, and a touchdown. He was sniffing the end zone on this play.
Well, you love that he's low to the ground. It's tough. It's tough to hit because of his size. He's staying down really, really low, going through that line, and they're running right behind their big fella, Deion Walker.
1st and 10, ball's at the 11-yard line, so they can pick up a first down without scoring. Hand off to Snow. Snow swallowed up near the line of scrimmage. Not much doing on first down. That'll bring up 2nd and long. In on the tackle, Kenny Merriweather, big number 4, 6'4", 245-pound junior. Looks like a football player.
Yes, he does.
Talking about Shamar Snow, about his willingness to compete on every practice. He has really exerted himself to be the lead back, most consistent when it comes to attendance, participation. Every day views it as a competition to be the starter. Good long look at Kenny Merriweather. Mumpfield faked the handoff, kept it himself. It was an RPO. Flag comes in late. And I believe it might be a face mask. One of the big boys in the middle was Terrence Mays, number 55. See, he's a little upset with what transpired.
We got a personal foul, face mask on the defense, half the distance to the goal line, first down.
So that's going to put the football down to the 5-yard line. Ty Spencer looking on, understanding that what we don't want to do is be able to give them 3 yards.
Well, you definitely don't want to give them 3 yards here. And Mumpfield here pulls the ball out. And you can see not trying to grab the face mask there, but just being handsy, trying to get his hands all over that quarterback, not allow him to score.
Snow, following his lead blockers, goes in standing up. Shamar Snow One more time for a technician touchdown. I am impressed with this young man, no doubt about it.
I'm also impressed, Johnny, with the big fella at the number 51, Deion Walker. I mean, Shamar Snow rode the big man all the way to the end zone there. Allowed him to lead the way.
Another look at it, Simo. Again, just patient.
One there, just
and that's
pushing his way.
That's an unfair fight.
6'7".
Going up against Cole Olston, who goes 6'1", 205. I mean, just bowled the safety out of the way. And Shamar Snow able to go in standing up. So Snow putting together quite a junior campaign to elevate as the lead back. And one other thing that Coach Rushing talked to him about, he said, hey, look, if you want to be an elite back at a school like this here at Cass Tech, you want to be like a Clarence Williams or a Mike Weber, start to practice. You got to be in the front with everything you do. Guys have to follow what you do, and he's taking charge with that.
Well, he's becoming a leader. You take the advice from your coaches and you apply it. And that's exactly what that young man has done.
You can be really good. You and I both know you can be really good in practice. And then when it comes to a game time, does it carry over to the football field as Pierce Clark misses the point after? Second time tonight. Does it carry over under the lights on Friday night? The answer, Shamar Snow. The answer is yes.
Yes.
Cass Tech with a 19-14 lead. 4.5 remaining here in the first half on Bally Sports.
Obviously, these programs mean a lot to you, and it's a family, but what are your hopes for Detroit football in the future?
Well, I know me and Coach have had some offline conversation to see how we can work with the other coaches to increase, the stature of football in the city. We have talent here, and it's not just on the field but off the field, but we want to help grow the entire league, and we're going to look at ways that we can combine our resources along with the other coaches to make sure our kids in the city have the support and infrastructure they need to succeed both off the field and on the field.
At the end of the day, we want people to know that, we're going to give our best effort. We're going to try hard no matter what our situation is. We're not going to have any excuses, and hopefully that the kids follow the same.
All right, that is just a little taste of what's to come at halftime. I had a chance to sit down with these two coaches to talk about their teams and this rivalry, and what better place to do it than at a place that knows a thing or two about rivalries, American Coney Island. This was a really great conversation, you guys. Everybody, you should stick around and catch the rest of it at halftime.
I'll be tuned in, Fletch. I know that much. And I'll tell you what, there are no two finer leaders than Coach Rushing, Coach Spencer, both of their respective programs. I'm not just saying that for lip service, but, getting the chance to visit with both of them. They're both wired a little bit differently, but the way they approach the business, and as I mentioned, the way they get these young men groomed, not just for participation in athletics, but the way they help shape these young men at both of these programs is pretty admirable.
Yeah, a lot of times you can just, journey with your coaches, they become your dads, your uncle.
And King gonna get everything started here at about the 40-yard line.
And then they also just prepare you for life. They're around you the most. They help shape you. And it's an important role that they play in these players' life.
So 4:10 remaining here in the second quarter. Dante Moore, they've scored on each of their last two possessions. Can they do it one more time and perhaps take a lead into the half? The 4:05 officially on the game clock here. We get things started. Johnny Kane, Craig Monroe, Brooke Fletcher with you here on a Friday night. Got Football Fridays here on Bally Sports. We've seen some good games over the first couple of weeks, and this one has been as advertised. Again, a little bit earlier when I said I don't know too many people that thought that King would be able to do what they were doing, just was so so efficient, being able to make the adjustments this early in a game. again, their first offensive possession, backed themselves up inside their own end zone. Looked like they didn't have it all figured out, but as the first quarter went along, made some necessary adjustments, got some protection for Dante Moore, and then as they felt each other out, now they've been able to really get this offensive machine rolling.
Johnny, they've made the adjustments. They're running the football well. Their front linemen are holding off, opening up holes. And then they're also allowing Dante Moore to just sit back there with a lot of time and again pick that secondary apart.
And flag comes in. They're going to blow this play dead.
We got a dead ball. All right, 5 yards, second down.
Be a false start. That's going to go against Terrell Hollingsworth, the senior center. Might have been a snap infraction. You see Coach Spencer obviously a little visibly frustrated because, as the cliche goes, you shoot yourself in the foot here. Got to take advantage of every snap. Moore steps into the throw, has his man inside the 40-yard line, threw an absolute dart to Rashawn Mercier. And the senior, that's going to move the sticks. That's a way to respond after a penalty on first down.
Well, you talk about this young man accuracy. You talk about his power and stand in the zone, stand in the pocket, taking the hit, Johnny, and dropping a dime.
He took a big hit, stood in there.
But he stood in there, stepped into that throw.
Just put it right in the bucket. King in business. Jet sweep time. And not fooled was Kamari Anderson. Wow. Take a look at this staying here. Home.
Drops it right in the bucket. That's a big time throw, and this is the big time play. By number 15, Kamari Anderson.
And they keep it on the ground. On second down, that's going to bring up 3rd and long. Inside 3 minutes to play. 3rd down, plenty of time here in the quarter. What do you do? It's a 4-down territory. Ball's right around the 41-yard line.
I think that when I think about it, Johnny, I'm thinking Dante Moore, I'm going to trust him. I'm going to trust him to make a throw.
Cass Tech wants to talk about it. So,
we got timeout.
Still 3rd and about 15. They're going to make 3rd and 14. But again, I think the last thing you want to do is punt the football and give it back to Cass Tech and leave them upfield and Marvin Rushing's offense. But at the same time, you also got to understand this is a heck of a football game. You're only down 5 points. And on 3rd and long, I guess it depends how much yardage you're able to pick up on 3rd, whether or not you decide to go for it on 4th.
Well, think about it. If Cass Tech is going to pressure and maybe throw a blitz in there, why not run a little screen? See if you can't catch them off guard here and pick up some big yardage.
We saw that go the other way.
We have.
A profile on Martin Luther King. 4-time state champs, 07, 15, 16, and 18. George the Iceman Gervin.
George the Ice.
Finger roll, baby.
Yeah, baby.
.226 remaining here in the second. Well, let's see what they do have in store. They're going to run trips receivers up near the top of the screen. And single receiver down here underneath. Moore, screen pass. You called it, Simo. Sterling Anderson down inside the 30-yard line. He's going to be right at the 30-yard line, so that's going to bring up 4th and about 4 yards.
Nice little screen pass there to number 20, Sterling Anderson Jr.
So on 4th and 4, they are going to go for it. Clocked out 1:57 and running. Dante Moore looks to the near side. Waits for the call. Sterling Anderson remains in the backfield. 3 receivers here on the near side. Moore firing. Billy. First down, King, and then some. Joseph Williams, the senior, with a heck of a catch and a heck of a run after. Flag comes in late. More chirping out there. Let's see who it's on. Joseph Williams, we've called his name a couple of times here tonight, Simo. He is a sure-handed target. And let's see what this flag's all about.
But Johnny, that play was made by number 6, Lynn Weichel Jr. Nice pickoff right there of that and opening up. It's almost like setting a screen on a basketball court.
All right, 2 flags.
Dead ball, late hit black. Dead ball, late hit white. They all set.
Well, much to do about nothing. I mean, when you really think about it. But let's take a look at it one more time. So there's Moore.
There's
the screen on the outside. You called it.
But you like the hands there, right?
Terrific. And though it takes 3 Crusader defenders to try to bring him down.
Then we have to remember, Joseph Williams, number 13, is 6'2", 200 pounds.
So 1st and 10 from the 14. Sterling Anderson gets, no, it was a fake handoff. They go up the middle. Flags come in. Hang on. I think it's going to be holding. I think it's coming back based on the body language of the Crusaders. Another flag flies for good measure. We were fooled up here in the booth. Thought it was a handoff to Sterling Anderson Jr. We'll show it to you one more time once we see what the flags are about. There's the fake handoff. And it was Dante Moore, kept it himself. Takes it in for the touchdown. But hang on. Looks like the flag was right in front of him. A little bit too much jersey. I think it's on Terrell Hollingsworth, the center. Didn't have a great look at it.
On the play.
2 penalties.
Holding on the offense. That'll be 10 yards from the spot. We got a dead ball, late hit on white. We'll mark it up half the distance to the goal line. Repeat the style.
Well, there you go. So, what a game. What a game. So,
and there's a lot of game left.
Man, Dante Moore, and I don't even know if they needed that holding. Those are the worst kind of holding penalties when it's like it's not necessary. Now, again, that's all hypothetical. We didn't have a great look at it, but if it was right in the center of the screen, that might have been why Dante Moore had such open runway into the end zone. As it were, it's wiped off, so it's 1st and 10. Ball at the 10. Moore, flush from the pocket, steps up. He's going to be taken down by by Jalen Thompson. So pocket collapse. He tried to make something out of nothing. It was Jalen Thompson, the junior defensive end. Look at number 55.
Well,
stays with the play.
Dante Moore has showed that he can escape trouble. He's done an excellent job of that, of getting himself loose and making throws, but also getting some yards.
Picks up a yard on the play. Moore, back to pass, throws a dart. Touchdown. Lynn Weichel. Coach Spencer calls him the life of the party. Better start charging a cover. But hang on. Penalty came in late. I think it was after the touchdown. I think Weichel had the touchdown and then spun the football after making the touchdown grab. But we'll wait and see. Man, this King offense. Unfazed.
Good. We got unsportsmanlike conduct on black.
Well, guys, this play doesn't happen without number 23, Sterling Anderson Jr. laying a big block, giving Dante more time to throw that dime to number 6.
Lynn Weichel.
Lynn Weichel Jr.
And then right here, touchdown's good, and then
cost you 15.
That'll cost you a couple. Oh, man. Point after try is blocked. So, Don't go any place. We got ourselves a football game here on a Friday night. 20-19, King with the lead. We've seen 3 missed point afters. That one a block. And there's Dante Moore taking a look.
I mean, that's pretty cool to be able to go and see
Get
exactly.
under the tent.
Get under the tent, see the defense, see where the weaknesses are. But here's the block again here, 23, holds them off.
Oh, hold on, that was the play before when the pocket collapsed and he was able to pick up at least 1 yard on the play before being brought down by Jalen Thompson. But yeah, on the scoring plays you were talking about, Sterling Anderson Jr., those are the unheralded plays as a running back. We got to step up and act as a speed bump, and he did that.
Here he goes here, giving up probably about 80 pounds. And giving Dante Moore time to drop a dime.
They say,
yeah.
There you go. They say, anytime you're a running back in that spot, you got a blitzing linebacker or defensive end coming at you, they say, get run over slowly, would you?
Slowly.
Be a speed bump out there. And Sterling Anderson was that unselfish play. And how about that offense from Detroit King? Crusaders. They came here to play here on the home turf, up 20-19 on a Cass Tech team that is turning a lot of heads across the state through 2 weeks of play with what they've been able to do. Coach Rushing looks on. Terrence Moore, the sophomore kicker, in to boot it away. And they're going to reset. Going to try it from the other hash. Steps it off. I'll tell you what, this crowd has got to be excited about what they've seen here in the first 2 quarters of play.
Yeah, I think both teams should feel pretty good going into halftime.
And a nice job on special teams by King. No flags. Cass Tech will get the football at about its own 38-yard line. And now whistle comes in. They're going to stop the clock. So we've got it officially here at 15 seconds left in the second quarter. And we'll see if Cass Tech decides to take a shot, because you've obviously got the trust in your quarterback. And with an offensive front like that, maybe you take a shot, take 2 shots.
Yeah, I think they have time to take a couple of shots here. What you don't want to do, Johnny, though, is just throw it up and give the Crusaders an opportunity to pick it off. And who knows what could happen if they pick it off, could run it back.
Yeah, want to be careful. Certainly, they're down careful. 1. You want to make sure. You want to make sure you don't let all this momentum go the other way.
I think you might just see Cass Tech run the football here.
There's Lee Mumpfield.
Only down 1.
Now they reset the clock to 20 seconds. Fakes it. Underneath, slings it to the outside. And Jameel Gardner. Positive play on first down. That'll stop the clock. Gets out of bounds.
See, Johnny, for me, that was a dangerous throw there. Almost got picked off. And that's what you, in this situation, going to have. That's what you want to avoid.
Let's see, the officials discussing. Want to make sure they have the game clock correct. We have it at 10.7. We're going to reset it here.
12 seconds.
So they're going to set it to 12 seconds, so it gives them a little bit more time. Again, got to be mindful of Jameel Gardner on the outside, as we just saw.
Both safeties are back. Just trying to keep everything in front of them. Don't want to let anybody get behind you here.
Sean Hodges in the backfield to help pass protect. Mumpfield with pressure steps up. Mumpfield looking for the sideline. He'll get there. Now 5 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. And we're expecting our Brooke Fletcher to be catching up with Coach Ty Spencer here as the teams break for halftime. Another look.
Well, just nowhere to throw.
Something out of nothing.
Yeah, just nowhere to throw the ball. Mumpfield does a great job of using his legs. Getting a chunk of yards there.
This should do it. Final play of the first half. Mumpfield in shotgun, 3 receivers up top. And now flag comes in. And Cass Tech going to burn its final timeout of the first half. Make sure they draw something up that everybody's on board with. So the Division I rankings, we showed you Division III, King being the top-ranked program in the state. And Belleville, of course, Belleville is Belleville. We saw how good they were a year ago. And Cass Tech coming in as the number 2 ranked team in Division I. Some other good programs, certainly. Clarkson unbeaten at this point. West Bloomfield 1-1 this season. Stony Creek put together a nice year last year out of Clarkson. Or excuse me, they are facing Clarkson this week. So, good football program across the state. I know Belleville is really good. They lost a lot of talent from last year's team, but certainly, like this Cass Tech team, a lot of people said, wait a minute, what did they do to East Kentwood? What did they do against Muskegon? And now here, talking with Marvin Rushing this week, he said, this is the week we find out what we're all about. We don't want a false sense of who we are, what we've done. Make it about we, not about me. And right now, they're in a fight here against the crosstown rivals. Here we go, final play of the first half. Mumpfield with time. Now Flush steps into the throw. Throwing over the middle. That one's knocked down. A flag near midfield. Typically in the spot of holding, but let's see. Again, the half could not end on a defensive penalty, but it looks like Cass Tech headed to its sideline. I believe it's going to be a holding call. Never mind.
Holding on the offense. Holding on the defense. We will replay the down.
Well, there you go. So they're going to replay the down. So one more crack at it. I wouldn't step up and step away from the television set just yet.
Not just yet.
So offsetting penalties, which means the technicians will get one more crack at this thing. He certainly has the arm to get it there, and that King defense is going to have to make sure they got somebody playing deep center field, if you know what I mean, Craig Monroe.
I do, Johnny. They're in a little bit, looks like a little bit of a prevent defense back there in the back. Just trying to make sure they didn't keep the receivers in front of them.
And they hand it off. And they have something working. Sean Hodges down near the 20-yard line before Hodges is eventually brought down. So they do a delayed draw. They pick up plenty of yardage, but not enough to change their score. 20-19. First half thoughts, Simo?
Well, for me, a lot of penalties. Both teams, a lot of emotion. Chirping a little bit. And the refs are having, they're not having it. They're pulling out the yellow flag. So both of these teams here are going to have to be a little bit more disciplined, Johnny, and come out and play a better second half.
Well, again, I think those are, some of it's to be expected. And again, you want your players to play, with some attitude, a little moxie. But some of the stuff is certainly preventable. It's like make the big play, pitch the football back to the official, and let's get on with it.
Yeah, but it's
Coach
tough to act
Spencer
like you've
coaching
done
it up
it
right
before.
now.
It's tough to act like you've done it before because this is such a big game. This is something that these kids have waited for. Guys, they've heard about this battle, and now they find themselves in this rivalry. It's tough to control the emotion.
I'll tell you what, you look to your leaders in moments like this, and there's no better leader than your head coach. And I think he's letting them know he doesn't want any time to waste from this halftime speech. He wants to get right in there and say, look, guys, we've got to clean it up. We're up 1 point on the number 2 ranked team in Division I.
Yeah.
And wants to make sure he's got everybody dialed in, everybody on the same page. Coach Spencer cooling off just long enough to join the third member of our broadcast team, that being Brooke Fletcher. Fletch, what do you got?
Coach, we just saw you talking to your players. What was your message to them?
Just cleaning up the penalties. I wasn't happy with it. We're playing very sloppy. We're not playing our best game. You know, we're up, but that's not acceptable. We got to play our best game. We're giving up too many points too early.
You said the key coming into this game was throwing Lee Mumfield and that offensive line off their mark. How can you slow them down in the second half?
Hey, we got to keep working. We got to be disciplined. Discipline is the key. You know, I thought we did some good things with in the passing game. We're trying to control the pass, but we got to be better. We got to be better. Giving up too many big chunks.
All right, thanks so much, Coach.
Thank you.
Johnny, back to you.
Good stuff. Love the raw emotion. I mean, especially when Coach Spencer, you saw him. Coach, specifically, what were you saying to the boys? Oh, discipline. I see. So we got a good one here tonight, folks. No doubt about it. The Motown Showdown has not disappointed through 2 quarters of action. It is the home team Crusaders nursing a 1-point lead over the Technicians. It is halftime on Bally Sports.
Welcome back. It's halftime here at Lorenzo Wright Field. Listen, we've talked about this rivalry all night, and no two people know more about this rivalry than Coach Spencer and Coach Rushing. And earlier this week, I decided to ask him out for coffee to talk about this rivalry game and to talk everything Detroit football. So, of course, I had to pick a spot that knows a thing or two about a good rivalry, American Coney Island.
Excellent. How you doing?
Rivals on Friday, but today you guys show up together. I got some coffee waiting for you.
Dante Moore throws toward the end zone, and it's caught. He just does not miss.
Mumfield will throw for the end zone. Oh, what a play!
You played each other 66 times throughout your history. Do you know what the record is? Who has the most wins?
I think we're up a little bit by like 3-4 games.
35 and 31 to be exact. But you guys have won the last two.
Absolutely.
The last 2 years, so you guys have momentum.
Absolutely.
But I mean, what makes this rivalry so special, you think?
The history, the tradition behind it. I think the schools only being 2-3 miles apart. Guys wanting to go to King Cash, family members that went to King and Cash. You know what I mean? It's just the 2 premier schools, one located on the east side, one located on the west side, going against each other. So I think that's what makes it unique and special.
To Coach's point, it's a great rivalry, too, because these kids know each other. They're friends. They've played against each other. They're family. The families are interconnected, whether they went to Cass or King. And it's honestly about iron sharpening iron. So I think that's what really elevates this, being so close, and the fact that these kids want to have bragging rights.
Well, you guys both went to your respective schools, but you've played in this rivalry game, Ty. Right. What do you remember about that game?
Well, I remember it was fun. The atmosphere, the fans, no matter what the records are, everybody's going to come out to that game. It's going to be packed, standing room only. It's going to be exciting, and that's what I remember.
How'd you do in that game?
Oh, I did pretty good. I did pretty good. I was solid. You know what I mean? Back then, believe it or not, I played corner. There wasn't a lot of throwing the ball then. It was a lot of running the ball. So,
what is the relationship like when you guys aren't going head-to-head between the 2 teams?
Well, again, we're supportive. We talked about helping each other with film.
Yeah, we're in different divisions, and so it's like, we're going to compete. We want to both win the game, but then outside of that, I mean, you got to root for Detroit, you know what I mean, to go ahead and win. And so I think at the end of the day, working together to better the league, to better, our teams is what it's about.
I think what was special to me was having the parade when we both won the state championship together to show that we have a brotherhood, even though we're rivals, and our kids are together. Yeah. It's only that night, that day, that we kind of divide to try to see who has the best opportunity to win that day. But ultimately, Coach supports us, we support them. Our kids support each other, and we're going to look at ways that we can combine our resources along with the other coaches to make sure our kids in the city have the support and infrastructure they need to succeed both off the field and on the field.
At the end of the day, we want people to know that, we're going to give our best effort. We're going to try hard no matter what our situation is. We're not going to have any excuses, and hopefully that the kids follow the same, you know what I mean? And so just that attitude is what we try to have, and we want the whole league to have that same attitude.
And that's great. And just talking to kids just throughout the week, I've talked to your kids, and you can just tell the influence you guys have had on them. So that's awesome. But This is the last time you guys are going to see each other in person before you see each other on Friday. So any last words?
No last words. I think it's what it is. You know what I mean? We're going to get after it.
And we have a great game, and hopefully both teams lead the game healthy. I know we've had 2 physical games on both sides. Feels like we're in the NFL in the playoff run right now, getting ready for this game or whatnot. But I know the kids are looking forward to it.
Well, you guys are excited. I'm excited. And guys, I'll see you Friday night.
All right.
Do we need more coffee? After talking to both of these coaches, you can just tell they have a lot of love and respect for one another, and they continue to stress that this game is more than just a rivalry game. It's about celebrating the progress and success here in Detroit, and no matter what the outcome is, the kids of Detroit win, the public schools here in Detroit win, and all the city of Detroit win. So great stuff from both of those guys. And hey, great stuff here to come from Lorenzo Wright Field. It's a beautiful night, so you know what you should do? You should stick around. We'll be right back. High school football fans, join us again next week as Football Fridays continue here on Bally Sports. We head northwest to Grand Traverse Bay for one of the best rivalries in Michigan. It's Traverse City West and Traverse City Central. Kickoff at 7 p.m. from historic Thurlby Field on your home for high school football, Bally Sports Detroit. Right now, it's halftime here at Lorenzo Wright Field. King leads 21-19. We'll have more when we come back. The 4th annual Legacy Senior All-Star Game will be hosted this upcoming November 28th in Brighton at the Legacy Center Sports Complex. And the event will once again be televised on Bally Sports Detroit. 80 of Michigan's best graduating seniors from across the state will strap their helmets on for the final time and showcase their skills for a statewide audience. Nominations are open and will be taken online at legacyfootballorg.com, so click the homepage and click the nomination link. Selection to be announced in early November. All right, Lynn Weichel Jr. with a late touchdown in the second quarter to put King up going into half. With the celebration right there, we'll have more to come when we come back.
If this were a prize fight, both corners would say, we're in this thing. They've both taken a couple of punches. It is a 1-point game. We have 2 quarters left to decide the Motown Showdown. We'll bring you the 3rd quarter kickoff right after this.
Welcome back. We're about to start the second half here in a second, but first I am joined by Coach Rushing. Coach, what was the message to your team going into half?
Well, it's the same message we had before the game. The most physical team that is disciplined is going to win the game. Right now, unfortunately, we're not being Cass Tech. We're not being disciplined. That's the difference of the game right now. Quite honestly, I'm disappointed in our performance right now solely based on our discipline.
You said the key for you guys going into this game was to contain Dante Moore, and it seemed like that offense, they carried some momentum going into the half. How do you slow him and this offense down?
Well, again, it just comes down to discipline. If we avoid the penalties, we continue to run the ball, we don't get foolish penalties, he's not on the field as much right now. It's really Cass Tech beating Cass Tech right now.
All right, thanks so much, Coach. Johnny, back to you.
Good stuff. I'll tell you, both sides saying the same thing. Let's get you our scoring summary from the first half. Javen Sewell opened up the scoring for Cass Tech. Nifty little run after the catch, and then Terrence Brown. How about this? Rack. Or yak, yards after catch. And then, wow, Sean Hodges.
Felt that from up here, Johnny.
Felt the punishment, takes it in. And on the other side, Joseph Williams, he takes a blow. Crosses the end zone for King. Back comes Cass Tech. Shamar Snow, the junior tailback, in for pay dirt. And King with an answer. Dante Moore throwing over the middle to Lynn Weichel. A little spin, a little penalty, but a lot of entertainment here in the first half. Both sides, Coach Rushing, Coach Spencer, everybody saying, guys, we're beating ourselves. But really, it's a 1-point game. It's been fabulous to this point. Let's hope everybody has it dialed up and they can calm down a little bit and just get to playing football here to start the third quarter. Johnny Kane, Craig Monroe, and Brooke Fletcher with you here on a picture-perfect Friday night from Lorenzo Wright Field. And how about this? Rushing yards dominated by Cass Tech here in the first, but King, the advantage in the passing attack. Look at the penalties, man. 20 combined penalties. 20!
Right, and that's exactly why both coaches are fired up. That's why they're disappointed in their team thus far. They have to clean it up, JK. They have to clean it up. They have to be more disciplined.
And here we'll see Coach Wright, Coach Spencer. He calls the defense here for Detroit King. And they've been up to the challenge thus far against Lee Montfield in this high-powered technicians offense. Montfield calls for motion, and it is a jet sweep. Cass Tech with a positive play on first down. They gave it to the motion man, Javen Sewell, who already has 1 receiving touchdown on the day, 2 receiving touchdowns on the season. But hold the phone.
Hold the phone. There's a penalty.
There's a penalty.
On the offense, 10 yards, repeat first down.
Well, you never want to get in the coach's doghouse.
Well, I think everybody right now is in the coach's doghouse.
They're running out of room.
Yeah. That's 21 penalties.
21 combined penalties. Coach Rushing looking on. Again, says Cass Tech is beating Cass Tech right now. Some uncharacteristic penalties. So that's going to bring up 1st and 20. Again, you look at last week on the road, the way this Cass Tech team performed against a really good Muskegon team. They were sound. They did not make these types of errors. And pass nearly picked off. Is it intercepted? I think they're going to say yes. Yes, sir. Intercepted on the outside by Detroit King, and they're going to get outstanding field position. Looked like it was Jameel Croft Jr. on the outside. Just stepped up in front of the receiver as he broke off his route. And Montfield looks on, says, wait a second, flag comes in late.
Yeah, I think we're going to have an unsportsmanlike conduct.
My goodness. See Coach Rushing looking on.
Sideline warning on both teams.
Okay. So it's going to be an interception for Jameel Croft Jr.
Yeah, but take a look here, though. Jameel Croft Jr. gets a great jump on this ball, beats the receiver of Cass Tech to the football. And he makes a nice grab.
Outstanding job of jumping the route. Right in front of Caleb Davis. So that's Cass's first turnover of the season, Simo. And that sets up a short field. What do you do here if you're Detroit King?
I think right now you continue to apply the pressure. Right now, you can tell that Cass Tech is not playing their best football. And the King seems to be, I think right now is the time to take a shot. You're not going to surprise this team. You're not going to surprise Cass Tech, but I think right now, because of the momentum, I feel like now's a great opportunity to go for the end zone.
Coach Spencer looking on. Ball's going to be placed at the 18-yard line. Moore and Sterling Anderson Jr. in the backfield. There's Lee Montfield talking with the coaching staff across the way at Cass Tech. So here's Moore. Do they take a shot? He's going 3 receivers, top of your screen. Looking that way. Has his receiver! Touchdown! Lynn Weichel, second touchdown of the night. The party has started.
How about the throw, Johnny K? How about that dime? Over the shoulder. Dante Moore.
Just fabulous. Weichel comes in leading the team in receiving yards.
6 versus 6. And just throws a dime over the top, over the shoulder catch.
Great job running underneath it. Yeah.
Nice play. Nice throw.
Now 4 receiving touchdowns on the year for Weichel. Extra point is good. 27-19. King over Cass.
we talked about Dante Moore, this quarterback, and how good he is. Ranked the #1 quarterback, junior quarterback in the state of Michigan. And he's showing you why. Dropping that dime.
And Miles Gilmore in coverage is unable to locate his receiver, and a perfect job running underneath it from Weichel. I'll tell you what, this offense is as advertised. I knew coming in, we watched some of the tape, watched what they did through the first couple of weeks. You know, they have that pro-style offense, and I'll tell you what, Dante Moore, there's a reason why a lot of college programs are trying to retain his services. And Weichel, again, tonight, 3 grabs, 2 TDs. How about that for efficiency? He has a nose for the end zone. And there's a man who got this whole thing started, Jameel Croft Jr., jumping the route. The 6'1", 170-pound junior. He's a defensive leader on that side of the ball. Gave him the short field. You talked about it. Now's the time to take a shot. What do? 1st and 10 from the 18. They took a shot, went to the end zone, paid it off.
Well, when you're in that, when you have that kind of opportunity, and you've got Dante Moore as your quarterback, you got to take a shot there.
How will the technicians respond? Look out! Look out! How about that special teams play? Deion Johnson, the junior on special teams. Look at number 20 come in from your screen.
Johnny, you can hear. I heard that. You heard that from up here.
Wow!
Just blew that up.
Came in, knocked Sean Hodges off his mark, and then knocked the ball tackler. Fabulous play from Deion Johnson. And now there is an injured player on the field. It looks, can't tell from exactly where we're sitting.
You're not going to see a better hit than that.
Looks like, yeah, the injured player is the ball carrier, John McIntosh. And look at that young man. Deion Johnson, 6 foot, 185 pound, linebacker. Brilliant play on special teams. What do we always talk about no matter what week or who the opponents are? Soon we talk about 3 phases of the game. Offense, we got to be sound. Defense, we got to be sound.
But special team is where you win ball games.
And you got a special player like Deion Johnson come down doing his job, just rolling through Sean Hodges. And then you see John McIntosh Jr. a little bit shaken up. Good to see him coming off. A lot of speed has McIntosh, but at 5'8", 140 pounds, you know. You feel a hit like that one. Looks like he's okay. And we're thrilled to see that.
Nothing dirty about that play, though. Just good hard-nosed football.
Hard football, yep. Put the pads on. Strap it tight. Hand off to Shamar Snow. Snow, not much room to run. Got to bring up 2nd and long. Again, this Cass Tech offense, we haven't seen this at all this season where they've been up against it a little bit. I mean, a ton of time left, don't get me wrong. 11 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter, almost the entire 2nd half. But they haven't found themselves in this position of playing catch-up.
Well, all of a sudden, though, the Crusaders are in control of this ball game, Johnny. They're swarming to the football. They have been the most aggressive team.
Mumfield, back to pass. Has his receiver. And then some. Jameel Gardner running across the field, a little east to west. And that's going to move the chains. Jameel Gardner, nice piece of running after the catch. 1st down, technicians.
Yeah, you get a nice block there, too, by Rashawn Mercer. Freeing up number 9.
They're doing a nice job, again, getting the playmakers in space. Right there, sometimes you just got to have your athletes make a play. He had 3 King defenders right around the football, but he was able to scoop in, scoop out, stretch it across the field, pick up another couple of yards. Probably ran 15 yards and pick up 3. Fakes the handoff. Mumpfield dumps it underneath. Faulkner makes the first man miss. Up to the 46-yard line. Remember last year, these two teams met once the first week of the regular season, the other in the PSL championship game. And on both occasions, it went in favor of the forest green and white of Cass Tech, 34-26. That was in the opener. And then this is the championship, and this was a lopsided affair. Tremendous effort from Cass Tech last year, 41-19. Don't think for a minute that King has forgotten what that tastes like. Flag comes in, they'll blow this play dead. And you've been a part of rivalries, obviously, as a baseball player, certainly going back to your high school football days as well. They're different.
They are different. I mean, it's almost like on Sunday, any given Sunday, anybody can win. But it really comes down to who executes. You know, who's the most disciplined team? What playmakers make plays? Well, right now we're seeing the Crusaders playmakers make plays.
Yeah, you can draw up the best plays in the book, but if your players don't execute the plays, it doesn't amount to a whole hole of beans, does it?
No, it don't.
Inside 10 minutes to play, third quarter. Cass Tech trying to answer the bell. Movement up front, they got him again. Hard count from Mumpfield in that Cass Tech offense.
Defense, 5 yards, replay first down.
Now spot him 5 yards, make it 1st and 5. Just a little over anxious there on the defensive front. So we're closing in on about 25 penalties combined for both of these teams. It's about 20 too many if you ask these coaches. Shamar Snow picks up the first down inside the 30-yard line. Got to move the chains one more time. So I'll tell you what, he was the bell cow last week against Muskegon, has been tonight as the featured back. Just so tough to bring down.
Well, this is what Cass Tech has to do. They've got to continue to run the football, and then that's going to open up the passing game for them. But they have to continue to establish this run.
A nice job on the defensive side there. Coming up and making the tackle. Corey Webb, who made the tackle on that last play. Mumpfield, back to pass, underneath. And once again, a nice, sure tackle on the outside, Corey Webb, the junior defensive back.
Jenna, you've been saying that name all night long. He's been everywhere. Here's another good open field tackle there.
Yeah, those plays don't beat you.
Nope, Corey Webb getting it done.
Tell you what, been challenged a lot, really been playing well. Other teams have tried to challenge him. You know, he's one of the juniors there in the secondary, but again, tonight, stepping up in a big way. That time got the stop on Latrell White. Now 2nd and 7, ball at the 29-yard line. Shamar Snow into the second level, Snow reroutes end zone.
What a cut back there by Shamar Snow. We thought this, I said it earlier, Johnny. They have to establish the run. They have to run behind that big offensive line. And now they're able to get rewarded and get the touchdown.
Just a tremendous effort. Another look at it,
but
Simo.
Just look at that hole. I could run through that hole. 51,
no.
Deion Walker. Yeah.
Now, wait a second. They're taking nothing away, Shamar. Now, Simo still got a step.
I mean, look at this hole that they create. Look at the hole that Deion Walker sets up here.
Nope.
Unsportsmanlike looked like against King on the kickoff. Well, so, okay, it'll be assessed on the kickoff. All right, so let's see here. If you're Cass Tech down 2, yep, they're going to line up and go for 2. Look at this. There is nobody home. Caleb Davis, direct snap. The senior, too easy. We're tied at 27 all. What a play call by the technicians. Here's the touchdown run. Unofficially 29 yards from Shamar Snow. Kid's been living in the end zone tonight.
Welcome back to Lorenzo Wright Field. Listen, there's a lot of dual sport athletes on the field here tonight. Actually, both coaches encourage their players to play 2 sports, and a few of them are good enough to play either sport at the next level. One of those being Chauncey Willis Jr. He's actually one of the top high school basketball players in the state of Michigan, and he's had a few offers, including one offer from Detroit Mercy down the street. And then there's Kamari Anderson. He is quite the baseball player. He actually could play either football or baseball in college, maybe both if he can swing it. But hey, Simo, you've been in their position before. Not only did you play 2 sports, but you played 3 in high school, so you know what they're feeling.
Well, there's no doubt, Brooke, but you know what, playing every sport just makes you a better athlete. Everything that you use in football, it applies in basketball. Football gives you a tough mentality where you don't back down. Basketball, you got a little bit of a finesse. And then for me in baseball, it's me against the pitcher every single pitch, and I won't quit. I don't back down. That's the kind of
individual battles. Yeah,
individual battles.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And you hear a lot of coaches talk about that. And this is no new topic that we're bringing up, but a lot of kids that maybe specialize in one sport a little bit too early. But as you said, it's like anytime you're raising a young person, whether or not they're involved in athletics or not, the more activities, clubs, or sports that they're involved in, you just get a more well-rounded young human being, and a lot of those things that transcend or carry over into other aspects of your life.
Well, there's a lot of life lessons that you learn, I think, through the game through sports. Builds character, teaches you how to fail, and then how to succeed.
How about that? Cass Tech, now that they've drawn even with 4 minutes elapsed here in the third quarter, they're trying to get fired up on the sideline. Look at 2 fired up. They're a sideline warning now.
Right.
Both sides have been warned. And again, remember the unsportsmanlike penalty came after the touchdown. It was assessed to King, which means Cass Tech is going to be actually kicking this ball off from the 45-yard line, King's 45-yard line. So it's likely will find its way into the end zone unless Pierce Clark can drop a little pooch inside the 10. Instead, Clark drives it through the back of the end zone. So all square at 27 apiece. Dante Moore, we've talked about him a bunch here tonight. Number 1 ranked junior in the state of Michigan. Guy is calm. He is composed. Came in with a 71% completion percentage. Tonight, 11 of 14. Efficiency, 176 yards, 4 touchdowns. Last week threw for 4 as well. So this young man's going to have an opportunity. Sit back, strap in, get ready for what should be a pretty exciting remaining 8 minutes here in the third. Because both these defense have shown they are able to stop the opposing team offense, but not as often as they would like, I would think, if you know what I'm saying. These offenses have been, these quarterbacks have been the story of the game.
They really have. And they've been as good as advertised. Really been impressed with Dante Moore and his ability to make some accurate throws, moving wells in the pocket, creating that space, getting away from the defenders, being able to get rid of the base, get rid of the football.
All right, so the penalty was assessed to King. That'll move him back 5 yards. What's our count on combined penalties? We at 26, 27 combined penalties? I want to say 26, and another one comes in, folks. Another one comes in.
False start on the offense, 5 yards, replay first down.
Now, this is like a bad dream when you're a head football coach. It's like, guys, enough already. Got to play discipline, got to play sound. They felt each other out, enough through the first couple quarters. Now, this is game time. They got to get after it. Dante Moore back to pass. Looking over the shoulder, overthrows his receiver. He was looking for Joseph Williams, but he overthrew him. That's going to bring up 2nd and long. Let's bring in Brooke Fletcher for more on number 5 in black and gold.
Yeah, Johnny, we were talking about dual sport athletes earlier, and did you know that Dante actually likes to play soccer? Now, I don't know if he's going to go on to the next level and play soccer. It seems like he has a pretty good thing going with being a quarterback, but he was actually the kicker for the Crusaders his freshman year until Terrence came in, and he wanted to keep doing it, but he had to compromise, and he had to stick to punting for now. And I asked Coach if that makes him nervous, having to start quarterback kick, or punt, I mean. And he said, well, it makes the quarterback coach nervous, but Dante wanted to do it.
There's Dante getting out of the pocket and unable to hold on to it was Rashawn Mercier from the slot receiver position. Moore put it right on the money, but Mercier unable to corral it. So now a 3rd and a mile.
Those footsteps, Sonny.
Yeah. I'll tell you, playing soccer is no joke. When I talk about building endurance, a lot of people think they can run east to west in spurts like you do in football a lot. You go stand on a soccer pitch, just try to make it through one half without bending over.
I'm always amazed with the shape thing. I know it sounds like you're speaking with a lot of experience. You're a soccer player, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
Played in a celebrity game once, just a halftime, 12-minute, 1/4 running clock. That's all I needed. So 3rd and 20. Dante Moore standing at his own 5-yard line. With time, steps up in the pocket. Now flush to his right and taken down at the 1. Hang on. Jalen Thompson came in and had the sack, but a flag came in. I think they're going to get Darius Shepard, the right tackle, for holding.
On the offense, decline, 4th down.
Well, Cass Tech is applying pressure up front. Might have got away with the holding right there.
No, he didn't get away with anything. They got him.
They got him for holding.
They got him. They're going to decline it, though, and that's going to bring up 4th and forever. So Cass Tech bringing some pressure from the edge, able to get there, and Dante Moore got swallowed up inside his own 5-yard line. So for the 2nd time in this game, as Coach Spencer looks on, Moore with his heels on his own end zone line, punts it away. It's going to be ideal starting position for Cass Tech. Jameel Gardner trying to get loose, and he's going to be dropped at the 40-yard line. So good job on special teams by King to not allow it to be any worse than it was.
Yeah, but the momentum is like playing ping pong. It's going back and forth.
I think Cass Tech, again, you got to feel like here they might, they don't have to abandon anything they've done to this point. You're drawing even here at 27-27, but they can show you some balance here. Shamar Snow, I mentioned earlier, has been the story of the 2 quarterbacks here tonight, and that's taking nothing away from Shamar Snow because he has been an absolute story in this game. But we'll see. They could continue to put the ball in his, in the breadbasket there and let him do his thing, and then let Mumpfield try to pick it apart on the outside against these corners.
I believe that's exactly what they should do, Johnny, given the success that they've had in the running game.
Now, for one reason or another, they've moved the football back to the 47-yard line instead of the 40. So there must have been a penalty that we're unaware of. Cass Tech, Shamar Snow with the football. And the ball came loose. Ball comes loose. King says they have it. Now the question is, Was Shamar Snow's knee down?
Yeah, Shamar Snow wasn't protecting the football there. Was blindsided. At number 7, it looked like Jameel Crofts Jr. was able to knock that ball loose.
Let's see what the officials say. King says they have it. Cass says he was down. And it all matters what the white hat says. And here we go. It's going to be King football. Shamar Snow had it stripped away. Let's take a look at it. That ball is stripped by Jameel Croft Jr., number 7. The ball is coming loose before he comes to the ground, and then you can see King in there to corral it. What an effort. And it was, Jameel Croft has had a heck of a night here, Seymour. There's no question about that.
He's been all over the field. He's showing off those playmaking abilities.
And I believe it was Messiah Blair who came in to fall on top of it on special teams. Or excuse me, not on special teams, but I want to say it was Messiah Blair who came in and fell on it. So big play by Jameel Croft, and then Blair to come in. And now Coach Spencer's got to say, all right, guys, let's take a breath. Huh? Let's get this thing sorted out. We got a good one. Stick around. You're watching Football Fridays on Bally Sports. A lot of talented athletes and some underclassmen as well. You look at the top 10 players in the class of 2023. Those are juniors. Dante Moore being the number 1 ranked. We talked about that, quarterback for King. But how about the other young men? Jalen Thompson, talented D lineman for Cass Tech. Jonathan Slack, offensive lineman for King. And then down there, second from the bottom, number 9, Jameel Croft. Again, we keep talking about him. Number 7 for Black and Gold for Detroit King. 4 of the top 10 players in the class of 2023 on display here tonight.
And they're showing off their talent.
There's Croft. Fabulous job tonight. Has 1 interception to his name. So hang on. Now, Cass Tech still has the football. I thought they changed the call. So they changed the call. So it'll be Cass Tech football.
Cass Tech caught a break there.
So Cass Tech obviously catches a break, right?
Yeah, they caught a break.
They catch a break. That wasn't communicated up to the booth. So during that timeout, Cass Tech, that's big time. So that is big time. So Cass Tech now facing a 2nd and 6 as opposed to King having the football. Mumpfield back to pass, has time, sets, throws, first down. In on the tackle for King. Carl Williams, the senior linebacker. Another look at it. Nice job.
Nice throw. So you're looking at Mumpfield, quarterback here, and he's just getting rid of the ball so quick. He's very accurate with that throwing on, though.
Yeah, he gets his 3-step drop, sets and fires. The talented receivers on the outside, White, Gardner. This time Mumpfield trying to get out and get free, and he can't. Nice job of pursuit by the King defense. Number 32, Imani Dowdle, able to come in there, one of the men in on the sack.
Yeah, take a look at the left side of your screen here. Here comes 32 here, and he blows up this play. I mean, Lee Mumpfield had nowhere to go on that play, Johnny.
Yeah, just stay with it. Looks like shaking up a little bit is Dowdle, and he's still on the turf. So typically when you're not grabbing for anything in particular and they come in and start stretching, that's what they call cramping up.
I've been there. You've been there before, right?
I've been there.
I've been there.
Cramping up right now. So it's not too hot out there tonight. What do we have for our game time temperature here tonight? Felt comfortable.
Felt really comfortable.
So hoping that's all it is as Ty Spencer looks on. Yeah, perfect conditions, honestly, here. Saying 66 degrees.
That's exactly what it's saying, Johnny Kane.
Oh, we're saying it was 73 at kickoff.
At kickoff.
All right. That's our current weather. We're a little cooler than that. We dropped it a few degrees. Yeah, perfect night. Great crowd in attendance. This is it, man. This is what the showcase is all about. I mean, high school football all across the state of Michigan is a beautiful thing. But I'll tell you what, these two programs, win or lose, whether it be Cass or King, Detroit wins. I mean, this is it.
Detroit wins, yes. Johnny, just taking a look now just around the stadium, and there's people outside the stadium lined up all around this football field, trying to catch a glimpse of this great game.
We talk about college scouts that are here in attendance, and alumni came back for it. We talked to Herman Moore, stopped by earlier in the Bally Sports van. It's a real who's who here. Speaking of who's who, that's Shamar Snow. Flag comes in, typically in the area of holding. Snow didn't have much room to go. It was on 2nd and 15. And he was brought down by Samuel Washington, but let's see what the flag is. That is going to be holding.
Holding on the offense, 10 yards. Repeat, second down.
All right, you ready for this, folks? If you don't like laundry, and I don't know anybody that does,
I don't.
You won't like this. Just this half. So what we have combined in the first half? 20 penalties in the first half. Now here, 60 combined yards of penalties. 8 flags thrown. And we still have almost 5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. So look no further than that. That's been one of the big storylines in this game. Mumpfield, flush from the pocket, steps up. Still on his feet. Mumpfield down near the 32-yard line before he's finally brought down. I'll tell you what.
That's one of the things Mumpfield, though, has been really good at tonight, stepping up in the pocket, avoiding the rush. And how about that spin move? How about that spin move, Johnny King?
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Whoop.
Think about Mumpfield. I get it. People talk about his size and maybe being undersized for the position, which he is. I guess that's not an opinion. But there have been a lot of quarterbacks that don't necessarily, measure the tape at 6 feet and above that have had great success, not just at the high school level, but major college football level, and then also at the professional level as well. So I think that's why Mumpfield plays with a little chip on his shoulder. The lefty, pressure, stepping up. Mumpfield inside the 20, diving for the first down sticks on 3rd and 18. Did he get there? A flag on the play. Hang on.
Just another good run by Lee Mumpfield. Breaks his ankle. Ooh, one good jab step.
Look at the effort.
Gives him much space.
But it's coming back, Simo.
Oh.
Another penalty against Cass Tech. It's going to bring the football all the way back to the 45-yard line. Unofficially, it is 3rd and a mile and a half. Let's send it downstairs. Brooke Fletcher, what do you got, Fletch?
Yeah, Johnny, you guys have been talking about Lee Mumpfield's skills on the field, but I asked Coach Rushing what's he like off the field. He said he's a great kid, and the maturity he shows on and off the field is well beyond his years. He's disciplined and respectful, and if he's running late to practice or a meeting, he makes a point to let the coach know. He said he's just the type of young man a father would want his daughter to date, but he said, not my daughter. She's not allowed to date.
Mumfield this time. The magician. Can he shake free? Still on his feet. Still on his feet. Look at Houdini Mumfield. What an effort. I'll tell you, if college scouts are in attendance, they're watching number 5 on the other side. They're at least taking some notes on what number 16 is doing in the forest green and white. Look at the effort,
it's just
the second effort.
Great effort here. He's just willing himself, not wanting to go down here. Spin move, avoiding the Crusaders. And just picking up a couple yards.
It's going to bring up 4th down. They're going to have to punt the football away, but a tremendous individual effort. And that offensive front for Cass Tech, look, credit the defense of King being able to bring pressure. We had not seen this through the first 2 weeks of the season, but they are getting pressure against that stout offensive front for Tech. And they've got to punt the football away. That takes a nice Cass Tech bounce. King is going to start at about the 2-yard line. Fabulous punt from Pierce Clark. And the sideline lets him know about it. Way to go, 24. Beautiful punt.
That's the one thing I have noticed in today's game is that the Cass Tech has really won the field position. They have backed the Crusaders up. They're just not able to do much when you find yourself pent back by the goal line.
There's Dante Moore getting ready to bring the Crusaders back out. You heard Fletch talking about what Coach Rushing said. He's the type of young man you want your daughter to date, just not mine.
Just not mine.
First of all, she's a little bit younger. She's not quite of age, but you talk about these quarterback comparisons. And I know Mumfield, he doesn't get caught up in the comparison with Dante Moore. I mean, these kids both went to quarterback camps and stuff when they were younger. And they know each other, like each other, compete against each other. But he doesn't really look at it as, hey, man, I'm worried about getting the same type of attention he does. I think he's just saying, I just want to be the best. I want to be elite. I want to be the best. So if me being the best, it doesn't matter what Dante does over there. I've got to be the best with my program, and that's how I'm going to get noticed. And again, how do you do that? You win a bunch of football games. And he's got an opportunity to do something special this year.
And that's the right mindset. That has to be the mindset of an athlete, is you have to control the things that you can control. And he has to control his ability and how much he puts into it. Because whatever you put into it, that's what you're going to get out of it.
And then Dante Moore, you talk about him being a leader. I mentioned, he's not necessarily like a big rah-rah guy, but, everything he says, people listen when he speaks. But he will tell his team, he'll say things like, hey, we're not going to talk on social media this week. Come on, guys. Like, let's just focus on the game. So, when he does speak, he means it. But he doesn't have to get in there and, after every play, like, come on. But
he's more of a quiet leader.
Yeah. The other thing about Dante Moore, he's got a little secret ingredient to his game. I haven't seen it yet here tonight, but we were led on to this little secret. He's got a little secret sauce.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That fuels him.
It fuels him. I mean, quite literally, it fuels him. Now, we're trying to get our eyes on it, but according to legend, Dante Moore, the #1 ranked junior in the state of Michigan, always keeps on his person, not when he's out on the field, but on the sideline, he keeps apple juice.
Apple juice.
On the sideline. Been doing it since he was 11 or 12 years old. Coach, I need my apple juice. I'm going to need it at halftime. I got to keep it with me. Is that something? Wait a minute. We got it.
There it is. Johnny Kane.
There it is.
We found the apple juice.
This is not product placement. We're not on the hook for any type of endorsement. But that is Dante Moore's juice. Apple juice. Kids at home, you want to be top-ranked high school quarterback recruit in the state of Michigan? Drink your juice. Moore back to pass. Over the middle. First down. And then some, up near the 20-yard line. That was Lynn Weichel, the man who's in the end zone last time he touched the football.
And again, Johnny, Dante Moore just having time, and he's just continuing to hit his receivers in stride. That's another good catch.
Yeah, nice effort from Lynn Weichel. again, led the team in receiving yards, receptions, doubled his season touchdown totals here tonight. 4 touchdowns on the season. Moore with time. Moore overthrows him. This time looking for Lamont Parks, the senior, out on the outside. Tight spiral, but threw it about 4 yards too far.
Yeah, Tech might have got away with the holding there.
A what?
They were holding each other.
Penalty?
No.
Come on now. 34 and a half seconds left here in the third quarter. Man, what a game.
This has been a great game.
Something we'll keep our eyes on. You can see the little tallies on the left side of our scoreboard. Cass Tech has all 3 of its timeouts remaining. King with just 1 remaining. Still tons of time left. Oh, wow. Moore had Lynn Weichel, but he could not hang on to it near midfield. He had his man beat.
And again,
Moore
Johnny,
says that's on me.
Yeah, but again, Johnny, the fact that Dante Moore, with the pressure in his face, staying in the pocket, and just getting that ball off and throwing an accurate throw, but it's just unfortunate not able to complete that pass.
Well, nice job by Tyrone Gaines Jr. in coverage for the technicians. So now you got 3rd and long, 27.4 remaining. And a whistle. We'll blow this one dead.
False start
again.
Replay 3rd down.
Now, week 3, you don't typically see this. I know most of the folks watching at home, they understand that too. We talk about uncharacteristic penalties. You know, this many false starts, you know, by week 3, you just don't see it. Now we're up to 30 combined penalties in this game.
I mean, both teams are just not showing much discipline tonight.
All you got to do is be disciplined for another 12 minutes and 27 seconds and come out of here with the W. This is anybody's football game. More flag comes in. Another flag.
That's OD.
Referee with a little hitch in the giddy up.
Unsportsmanlike on the defense, 5-yard penalty.
So unsportsmanlike, hard to tell what that was from here. Maybe something was said. And the facial expression from Marvin Rushing. I don't mean to make light of this at all. I'm just saying, as a coach, I mean, you know, you got to be like, you know, what? What?
Yeah, like, I mean, at this point, it's kind of like, what the world is going on?
3rd and 5. Moore on the outside. Joseph Williams. That is a first down for King. So nice job stepping into the throw one more time. I'll tell you what, Dante Moore throws a heck of a pretty football.
He's got a strong arm.
And I believe they're going to hold up. Yeah, they're going to hold up all 4s on the King sideline. That's going to be the final play of the third quarter as the clock will run. How about it, Simo?
You start talking, you put the 4s up.
Put the 4s up.
And it's like, let it all hang out in the fourth quarter.
That's it. That's what it's all about,
That's
man.
what it's all about.
You just want a chance. Now you got 12 minutes left to decide this one. The crosstown rivals. Cass Tech, Detroit King, Moore to Weichel. Do they have another one in store, or will it be Shamar Snow and company? Stick around. We'll bring you the fourth quarter right after this. We are back here to start the fourth quarter. Detroit King just ripped off a big run from Lynn Weichel. Pass and catch down to the 10-yard line. And now King with first and goal from the 10-yard line. Moore fakes the handoff with pressure. Gets away from the first man, crosses body, incomplete. And a flag comes in. Looking for Chauncey Willis Jr. in the end zone. Here's the play. Moore on the outside, and look at Weichel crossing back across the field, Simo.
How about the cut, though? Made an outstanding run there after this catch. Take a look here. Get him going right, fake right, go left.
And a touchdown saving play from number 2, Sean Hodges. Got turned around, but able to push him out of bounds at the 10-yard line. So now, after the penalty, it's going to be first down from the 15-yard line. First and goal from the 15. Moore fakes the handoff. Fires it. Over the middle. Joseph Williams. Touchdown, King. Joseph King with his second receiving touchdown of the night. Dante Moore flushed from the pocket and threw a dart.
And he's been doing this all night, hitting his receiver in stride, giving him a chance to make a play. And Joseph Williams gets in the end zone.
This is a tremendous job. Again, these receivers for Detroit, been able to, do a lot of their damage after the catch. And Joseph Williams, a senior, in the end zone, second time here tonight. Point after is no good. No good. So 33-27, the score will remain. Let's take another look at it from a few different angles. Looked like Cass Tech was trying to bring some pressure from the edge, and it was coming behind Dante Moore. Moore never saw the pressure coming, but he had plenty of time to step and throw. There's Terrence Mays, the big left guard, giving him some protection. So here was the play that set it up, Simo. That was Moore finding Weichel in that great individual effort.
Well, that's just what we've seen all night from these explosive receivers. It's just being able to catch the football using their hands, and then just simply using their moves and their athleticism to just dominate Cass Tech.
I'll tell you what, you hear about a lot of teams talk about getting battle tested, and I think you look at this King team. They went on the road in week 1 against Carmel. What happened there on the Hail Mary, losing at the end? Mona Shore, still a good football team. They just happened to get the better of them last Friday night. But you come out of the gate facing those two teams, and then you go into this matchup against Cass Tech. You got to be feeling pretty good about where you stand. That's a King football team that has a little something to say here in the city of Detroit. They booted away, holding on to a 6-point advantage. Ball's loose. And Cass Tech, fortunate there. Ball squirted loose there for a second. Well, John McIntosh Jr., remember? Injured a little bit earlier in this game, and there the ball went off his fingertips. Luckily, he was able to corral it. And the technicians are going to start with the football right around the 25-yard line. There's John McIntosh. Good to see him doing okay.
Well, again, Cass Tech has had a lot of success running the football with Shamar Snow. So I think they should lean on him heavy here in this fourth quarter, Johnny.
They do have quick strike ability, much like what we just saw from King. 2 plays, found the end zone. Mumpfield on the outside. Jameel Gardner tries to throw a stiff arm. Up near the 40-yard line. Driven out of bounds at the 38. Jameel Gardner had a heck of a season to this point, here in week 3. Committed to Bowling Green State University, right there in Northwest Ohio. Gardner He's like a defensive guy and an offensive body. You know, plays both ways for him, but he's aggressive, wants to make plays, believes in himself. Not afraid to show a little confidence when he's out there on the football field. Shamar Snow. Wow, what a one-arm tackle from number 41 of the Crusaders, Messiah Blair, holding on for dear life. He got him.
Yeah, I mean, tremendous effort there, Johnny, because Snow has been getting loose, especially avoiding these arm tackles, but they can get all the way around, and he's holding on and allows the rest of his teammates to come assist.
Yeah, Messiah Blair having a good night. He goes 6'6", 225 pounds, just a junior. Good football player for the black and gold. Mumpfield now, 2nd and 8. Puts Latrell White in motion, fakes the handoff, rolling to his right. The southpaw keeps it, picks up a couple. And that's going to bring up 3rd and long. Let's call it 3rd and 6. So big play by this King defense now.
Well, we talked about this at the beginning. We talked about how the Kings needed to get some pressure, right? They needed to get some pressure on Cass Tech. Didn't think they would, given the fact that Tech has the best, one of the beefiest front lines in high school football.
Beefy is a good word. What a throw on the outside from Lee Mumpfield. He found Caleb Davis. Remember earlier in the game he was looking for Davis and the route got jumped by Jameel Croft. This time Terrence Brown in coverage, but a well-thrown ball. Look at this. Terrence Brown right there, good coverage, but threw that one on a rope.
Yeah, but also give Caleb Davis a lot of credit. Keeping his body, using his body as a shield, keeping the defender on his back and being able to catch that football.
So 1st down, Cass Tech, down 6. Look out! Sean Hodges. Hodges down to the 30-yard line. Squirted free. We've been talking about Shamar Snow all night. And here came number 2, the senior running back. Hodges almost broke that thing, Simo.
Yeah, but you see the big fellas. We talked about that beat the line. You see Deion Walker, the left tackle, leading the charge there, opening up the hole. And allowing Hodges just to follow right behind him.
Sean Hodges, 5'8", 170-pounder.
And how about the block by Jackson Pruitt?
1st and 10, ball at the 31-yard line. Mumpfield fakes the handoff, keeps it himself. Mumpfield down near the 20-yard line to pick up 9 yards on 1st down. Clock approaching 8:30 to play. I don't know if you watched the football game last night between the Tampa Bay Bucks and your Dallas Cowboys, but this kind of has one of those feels of whatever team has a football last, maybe the team that comes away with a W at the end of the night. $60 points already scored in this game. Shamar Snow, flag comes in. Looks like it's going to be holding. That's going to go against Cass Tech.
Yeah, Johnny.
And
we've had ourselves pretty much a slugfest here.
Holding on the offense, 10 yards, repeat the down.
Slugfest and a flag fest.
Definitely.
They're playing flag football out here tonight. We just didn't get the memo.
Oh.
But I'll say both these teams coming in averaging, north of 40 points per game. So these defenses have been, defense has been tested here tonight. No doubt about that.
Yeah, but the quarterback plays from both teams have been, spot on. They have been accurate, getting rid of the football, making plays with their legs.
So now, 1st and 20 after the holding penalty. Mumpfield rolling to his left. That ball was nearly picked off. 3 King defenders in the area. Ball was partially tipped. Another look. So Latrell White maybe threw it just a little too far. Latrell White got one hand on it, but that's a dangerous play. Sometimes you put a hand on the football and that oblong starts flying around. The wrong guy in the wrong jersey ends up coming away with it. So fortuitous turn of events there for Cass Tech. It's going to be 2nd and 20.
If you're the Crusaders, though, wouldn't be a bad time to bring the blitz.
Dave Malecki got a deep playbook. We'll have to reach deep into it now. 2nd and 20, ball on the 34-yard line. Jamil Gardner moves into the slot. Now Mumpfield brings him in motion. With time, Mumpfield looking for it all. Picked off in the end zone. Intercepted by number 21, Terrence Brown. One more look.
Terrence Brown goes up and makes it an outstanding grab.
That's
for
ball
the
hawking.
interception. That is ball hawking at its finest.
What do they say when you're a receiver? You go try to get it at the
highest point.
Yep. And if you're a defensive back, same thing. But guess what?
You got to go catch it at the highest point.
Yeah, well, guess what? Terrence Brown, two-way player. Plays receiver, plays defensive back. And on that play, played receiver.
Played receiver.
How about Terrence Brown? What a night he is having. And now, Sterling Anderson. What a nice play for this Crusader offense. I'll tell you what, Craig Monroe. Just the pure athleticism that we're seeing from a lot of these kids out here tonight. And the way that this momentum has swung. I mean, not even like a pendulum. I'm talking like momentum's here, bang, 1 second.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, it's like, wait a minute, we got it now. No, we got it. Terrence Brown has made play after play tonight, and that one may be the biggest play of the ballgame. I had yet to see Lee Mumpfield throw an interception in all the games I've called.
Well, he's just been very accurate and then making right decisions. And he went for it there, and he got burned.
Now Dante Moore hooking up with Rashawn Mercier. And that's near the first down marker. Is there a flag now?
There is.
Nick McCabe sitting up with us here in the press box. He says, yes, there is. He's counting the flags with the rest of us.
On the offense, repeat the down, 10 yards.
So 10-yard penalty will back him up. And now here's something to consider here, Craig. Obviously the points after, the missed PATs, those loom large, especially in a game like this. Up 6, you want a little bit of breathing room. 6 points is good, 7's better. But in a game like this, if you are able to chew some clock, we've seen predominantly be a passing attack from King here tonight. They've run it a little bit when they need to. Sterling Anderson's been good, but it's predominantly been, doing it on the right arm of Dante Moore. But every first down you pick up, you start bleeding a little more clock. I'm not saying you go into some prevent mode here with 7 minutes to play and you're just trying to pick up 10 yards on 3 plays every time and then just run this clock down. But it's something you have to consider.
Well, it just seems like that's what they're doing right now, Cheney. They're playing a little bit safer here. That's 2 runs when they've really had a lot of success throwing the football.
Well, now
it's a
on
little
3rd
bit
and
too
16.
early.
Yeah, and you don't want to be too predictable. But again, you run it on 1st and 2nd. And that's what Coach Spencer wanted to be able to do, wanted to possess the football and try to control the clock a little bit. At this point in the game, you do anything you can to win. Moore. Screen pass underneath. With the little running room. And then some. Look out. Still on his feet. Chauncey Willis Jr. on 3rd and 16. No flags. And that's going to move the football up inside the 30-yard line. Biggest play of the second half.
Jennings, an all-state basketball player. Boy, this is an all-state kind of football play right here. Showing off the moves.
The sure-handed Chauncey Willis Jr. Tremendous effort. Closing in on 6 minutes to play. Handoff. Sterling Anderson makes the first man miss. Picks up 10 yards. That's going to be near first down. Take a look at number 23. He is a junior, Sterling Anderson Jr. You know what his dad did? He played football for Detroit King. You know what number he wore? He wore number 23. You know what his name was? His name was Sterling Anderson. Senior. Timeout. Ty Spencer. He's got Cass Tech on the ropes. He's got his offense well oiled. Up 6, looking for more. Speaking of more, Dante Moore to Chauncey Willis. King on the move. Time now for the Menards Big Money Moments. And for that, we look at number 5, the apple juice drinking gunslinger from Detroit King. He's done it how many times tonight, Craig Monroe?
He's done it 5 times.
5 times he's found the end zone. He's been mixing it all over the field. Terrence Brown, Lynn Weichel, Joseph Williams, Chauncey Willis Jr. on a big receiving end. That was Joe Williams. And how about it? He's gone for 223 yards, 5 TDs, 15 of 24 here on the night. Does he have one more in him? One more might put this game on ice. 1st and 10, ball at the 30, Moore. Underneath, not much doing. That was Sterling Anderson Jr. They're going to work a little bit of clock now. Inside 6 minutes to play. They're going to give him 4 yards on first down, so it didn't look like he got much, but squirted through, picked up 4, so 2nd and 6.
Yeah, if you're tech though right now, you got to be hitting at that football. You got to be trying to cause a fumble and get your offense on the field.
Moore fakes the handoff, trying to go over top. Looking on the outside edge. He was looking for Chauncey Willis. Flag comes in late. I think they're going to get pass interference on Cass Tech.
Yeah, a lot of pushing.
Looked like Sean Hodges was in coverage. There's Sean Hodges.
Defense.
So pass interference, that's going to have an automatic first down for King. Wow. Big penalty.
Yeah, King has stepped up here in this second half.
Look, it's number 2 against number 2.
And you can see him just grabbing the whole way.
Yeah, a lot of times as a defender, that's what you're supposed to do. You want to make sure you use that boundary, and you can kind of push your receiver out of bounds, but maybe just a little less obvious. Get your hands off and try to ride him out with your body.
Yeah, the first 5 yards you could do that, but then you got to let him go.
There's Dante Moore. Kid never looks rattled. Handoff. King. Touchdown. Crusaders. Was that Terrence Brown one more time? Huh? Terrence Brown. Into the end zone for a 3rd time tonight.
Look at the cutback right there.
Wow.
That's what sprung him loose to be able to get into the end zone.
Such an integral part of what they do in the passing game, but in the running game as well. They're going to go for 2. Moore fires. Got it. Joseph Williams. Look out. 41-27. There's an upset alert across the state of Michigan. King has Cass on the ropes. Terrence Moore doing his thing. Up 2 scores.
It's a great rivalry, too, because these kids know each other. They're friends. They've played against each other. They're family. The families are interconnected, whether they went to Cass or King. And it's honestly about iron sharpening iron. So I think that's what really elevates this, being so close, and the fact that these kids want to have bragging rights.
After listening to Coach Rushing talk about this rivalry, you can tell that it runs in these players and coaches' bloods. So much that some of these guys didn't really have the option to choose if they wanted to become a Crusader or technician. That's how deep this rivalry runs. Kind of like the Michigan versus Ohio State rivalry, huh, Johnny?
Oh, I heard you.
We're listening up here.
Iron sharpens iron. Let's go. Love it. Coach Rushing. The first real adversity his team has faced. Of course, Rushing taking over for longtime Cass Tech coach Thomas Wilcher. Now at Mel Tucker's staff at Michigan State. Man alive, what a football game here tonight.
Well, let's not count out Cass Tech just yet.
No, not yet.
They have the offense.
Oh, for sure.
To bounce right back.
I'm excited about this final 446. There's no telling what this final might be. And special teams making a statement. Cass Tech, look out, still on his feet. Number 2, Sean Hodges, the senior, making a big play on special teams, and that will flip the football field.
Well, there's no doubt this is a great run here by this young man. Breaking through there. But look at the cutbacks. And it's the awareness of where he's at, where the defenders are. Slashing through Johnny Kane.
Oh, that is huge. That cannot be understated.
Put in the Cass Tech technicians in the situation to score right away.
Look at Hodges. He said, I might be cramping a little bit here, guys. Get me back out there on the field. They got a quick strike opportunity. You might go for a score here all of a sudden in a blink of an eye. One play on special teams. Let's see what they have dialed up. Mumpfield looking for it. Caught inside the 10-yard line. Is that Latrell White? That it is. Number 8, Latrell White went up and got it at its highest point.
Just an incredible catch here. And he took that ball away from the Crusader defender, number 29, Corey Webb, and makes an outstanding grab.
That was fabulous effort. He went up and got it. Corey Webb was in position. Corey Webb goes 5'8". Latrell White used his height advantage. He goes 5'9". Went up and
that ball away from Corey Webb there.
So here we go. First to go from 7, approaching 4 minutes to play in the game. Fake to Snow. Mumpfield keeps it himself. Touchdown, Tech.
Oh,
what'd you say?
I said this offense can score, and they can score in a hurry. And that's exactly what Cass Tech just did.
Not even a minute goes by.
And they're right back in this game.
Just a beautiful fake. Again, Mumpfield, a guy, he can hurt you, keep you honest with his legs. Most nights he's going to beat you with his arm, but a phenomenal job when you have the threat of Shamar Snow carrying it out of the backfield, put it in the breadbasket, pull it in, RPO, take it in for 6. Here comes Pierce Clark on to try the point after. Make it a 7-point game. Clark drills it. What a game. What a game. Just punch, counter punch.
Just punch, counter punches.
And look at, I love like Coach Rushing. You know, coaches, they always stay even keel. One more look at it again. Mumpfield fakes the handoff. And you saw Coach Rushing there on the side. Same heartbeat, right?
Yeah.
And that's how you want your players to be. He always says with Lee Mumpfield, you know, Mumpfield's just a junior, obviously coming into his own. But he says he's that same way. The way he operates, he says you'll get excited for a second, comes right back down. Get excited in the moment, come back down. And he gets that from his head coach, too. So here we go now. 4:02 remaining.
Oh,
Cass Tech going to kick it away.
Have we seen ourselves a ball game tonight?
Man alive. And another thing to consider, again, if you're King, you're in the driver's seat. You're still up 7. But look at Cass Tech. We talked about that momentum being swung. Cass Tech has all 3 timeouts remaining. 4:02, translation, and eternity remaining on the clock. But got to come up with a stop here. Look at this. This is what high school football is all about.
I love it. I love it.
Coach Spencer trying to get everybody into it. Cass Tech keeps it on the ground. King, Sterling, that's Sterling Anderson. Anderson up the sideline, up to the 42-yard line. And special teams for both sides is making statement after statement. Sterling Anderson Jr. You know his old man's proud.
Johnny, take a look here though. Look at the footwork here. Yup. And now stutter stepping. I'm going to get the sideline.
A touchdown saving tackle. I mean, it really was. Touchdown saving tackle made by Pierce Clark for Cass Tech. So, ball's going to be placed at the 45-yard line. King in the driver's seat, but not exactly on cruise control yet.
They're going to have to get a first down.
Moore, they keep it on the ground. Sterling Anderson Jr. And Anderson, they're trying to rip the football loose. He hangs on to it, picks up the first down, stays on his feet.
Yeah, Anderson does a great job there, Johnny, because he knows what Cass Tech is trying to do now. They need the football back, and so they're ripping at the football. But Sterling Anderson Jr. just held on to that ball for dear life, not giving the football up.
That's the stuff you talk about going back to camp and everything else. You want the fundamentally sound, make sure you're getting all 4 points of the football. Protect it. Fake to Anderson. Moore keeps it himself. Again, we used to have an expression we use. We'd say you want a little blood under the fingernails. And what I mean by that is you go out and cinch victory. You don't try to coast your way into it. You go get it. You put both hands on it.
A little blood, eh?
That's just an expression we use. Inside 3 minutes to play. Cass Tech now with 2 timeouts remaining. Moore on 2nd and 8. Sterling Anderson Jr. moves him to his left side. Fakes it. Slings it underneath. Cass Tech able to stand up the receiver. Short of the first down marker. Clock continues to run. That's going to bring up 3rd and about 2. And now, it looks like an injury timeout. Looks like Jackson Pruitt, number 54, defensive tackle for Cass Tech. He's on the turf as Dante Moore comes to the near sideline. And there's Pruitt. He might be cramping up. Again, the 3rd case we've seen of that here tonight. Number 21 ranked senior in the state of Michigan, Jackson Pruitt. 6'6", 300-pound senior, really talented player. Good basketball player too, do you know that? And it looks like he's going to be okay. So we talk about being battle tested early in a campaign. When you got a veteran squad like this, you got all the pieces lined up, and you say, Coach, let's take a look at the schedule. We got A&T, at Muskegon, at King, then Renaissance, East English, Mumford Western, and then you hope to put yourself in a chance to play for, the PSL championship a little bit later on down the line. Which, as we saw last year, was these two teams. Met in week 1, met again for the PSL championship. So mid-October, we'll be looking at that one, circling our calendars. Not sure which game we'll be calling that week, but PSL championship, you can never go wrong. Second 2:22, make it 2:21 remaining. We got 3rd and 2. Sorry, the scoreboard was incorrect. It is 3rd and 2 with 2:21 remaining. And now the official's going to talk it over. Let's see. I think they're going to make sure they got the clock exactly right here. 2:21. So it is 2:21. Scoreboard here at the stadium had 2:19. So going to add a couple of seconds. Ty Spencer says, hey, let's just keep running that clock, guys. What do you say? Hey, Stripes, why don't we keep it running instead? And it'll start on the snap. Now, you're in field goal range. You're probably just inside field goal range if you're unable to pick up a first down. Something to consider. Dante, ball comes loose. Still loose. Turnover. Recovered by Cass Tech. Cass Tech's Kyle Booker falls on the football. And the Technicians, with 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining, have everything going in their favor. So it was Kyle Booker.
Yes, Johnny Kane. Kyle Booker causes the fumble and then recovers the fumble. What a big break for Cass Tech here, getting this offense back on the field.
Wow, and that was Terrence Brown. Is that such a big night? Little fumble on the exchange, never had it cleanly, but credit the efforts of Booker. And now, with 2:15 remaining in the game, Mumpfield back to work. Mumpfield firing, little high, overthrew his target. He was looking on the outside. He was looking for Latrell White. That'll bring up 2nd down. My goodness, still 2 timeouts remaining. And look at the heartbeat.
The heartbeat, steady.
What a game. Second and 10. Shamar Snow line up to the left of Mumpfield. They'll give it to Snow. Snow took a shot, but not before he picked up a first down. That'll move the sticks one more time. Inside 2 minutes remaining in the game.
This young man running strong between the tackles.
Man. Now 150. Fakes it to Snow. Mumpfield keeps it himself. Not much room. Nice job by that Detroit King defense. And again, the defense being called by head coach Ty Spencer. Making all the defensive calls is the head coach for the black and gold. 1:28 remaining. Still 2 timeouts for Cass Tech. Mumpfield going with the 4-receiver set. Ball to 45-yard line. Mumpfield goes to his second option, throws it too low. That'll be incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd down. He was looking for Caleb Davis, the senior wideout. And now, decision time on 3rd and 6. Dave Malecki charting out the offense for the Technicians. And you got a "Let's Go Crusaders" chant from the cheer team here. And looks like another Cass Tech player down on the field. That looks to be another young man dealing with some cramping. So we talked about what the game time temperatures were. And obviously it's cooled off a little bit here at night, but still cramping a pretty big thing. And we're hoping that's all it is. We are hoping that's all that is. All right, so a couple of big plays in the fourth quarter for sure. This is when Mumpfield was looking for it all, and Terrence Brown had other ideas, went up, intercepted the football, a big swing in this football game, and then moments ago, Cass Tech responded in kind. Terrence Brown, the aforementioned man who had the pick, the Oski, this time fumbles the football. Fumble caused by Kyle Booker. Fumble recovered by Kyle Booker, number 10 in white. So now, with 1:09 remaining in this football game, the technicians find themselves trailing by 7 as they continue to halt play here for an injury timeout. Craig Monroe, if you're standing on that Cass Tech sideline, you're saying to yourself what?
Get the ball to my playmakers. Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments.
This is a big-time moment.
This is a big-time moment, Johnny King.
The injured player was Shannon Hall, the senior center. Good to see him walk off under his own power. So who's it going to be? Who's going to be the big-time player in a big-time moment for Cass Tech? Needless to say, they've got 2 downs to pick up a first down. They'd like to do it right here, though, on 3rd and 6.
Yeah, but you like number 2. You like Hodges. He's a playmaker.
The other question is, what do you do if you're King and you're Coach Spencer? Do you bring a ton of pressure here and leave your corners on an island on the outside? We'll soon find out. Mumpfield hands it off, delayed draw, and nobody was fooled on the King defense. Shamar Snow, nowhere to run, maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, but more likely, he's going to lose a couple of yards. Yeah, make it 4 yards. Wow.
How about Terrence Mays, 55? The Matumbo figures. No.
Not here.
Not here.
There it is. Terrence Mays with a huge stop. It was a loss of 4. So that's going to bring up 4th down and ball game.
With 1 minute to go. The score remains King 41, Cass Tech 34.
So some big plays. You talk about your big plays in big situations. Terrence Mays in on it. Kenny Merriweather was in on it as well, number 4. Yeah.
It looked like the Crusaders, they brought the house.
And again, those delayed draws, when they work, they work. But when you're getting a ton of pressure, and again, it was just hat on hat, you had a numbers advantage from King on that time against that really talented offensive front for Cass Tech. So now it will be 4th and 10 yards to gain. You got to reach into your bag of tricks and draw up your best play and count on your junior leader. Crowd here at King on its feet. Mumpfield firing to the sideline, incomplete. No flags. Detroit King 55 seconds away from closing the book on the latest version of one of the greatest rivalries in Michigan. They were able to get just enough pressure, Simo. Lee Mumpfield was able to step into his throw, look into the far sideline. Again, with time, steps in just off the mark. He was looking for Javen Sewell. Blake Bailiff, a defensive leader, 4-year varsity player, showing his emotions here tonight. Unbelievable.
Stunned.
Unbelievable. I mean, you know what they call this, Simo? Call that the victory formation.
You know what else they call it? Upset.
It is an upset. It is. Cass Tech ranked number 2 in Division I, behind only Belleville, and they look near unstoppable through the first 2 weeks of the season. But like you and I talked about, like everybody talks about, in rivalry games, it doesn't matter what you've done.
It just doesn't matter. It's who executes, who's able to control the emotion.
I'll tell you what, this crowd here at Martin Luther King High School, they're enjoying this one. What a performance from the black and gold here tonight. Coach Spencer coached up his kids. Another fantastic, crosstown rivalry as we've seen over the years. Last year, Cass Tech got them both times. Look at that, the embrace. Coach Rushing, Coach Spencer. Again, not lip service. Ton of respect for both sides, no question.
Both sides.
No
and what a performance tonight by Dante Moore.
Five touchdowns for Dante Moore tonight.
I mean, just an incredible game for that young man. Stayed poised, made the necessary throws, made big throws when he had to.
Yeah, I just go back to last year again. This is something that, if you grow up around these parts, you understand how important games of this magnitude are. You understand what bragging rights are all about. Look, there are rivalries in every sport and in every league and all that. But for here, kids know each other, and knowing what happened last year with Cass Tech winning both matchups, King's thinking about that.
Oh, no, there's no doubt they were thinking about it. And they wanted to come out and prove what they were able to get done tonight.
Yeah.
And that's beat.
And to do
Cass
it,
Tech.
And to do it here at home. To do it here at home. And we're going to be heading down to the field here momentarily. I know you couldn't see it here at home, folks, but it looked like Coach Spencer just ran a 40-yard dash. Was that Coach Spencer?
That was Coach Spencer running a 40-yard dash.
40-yard dash, leading his team
guys,
into the
man.
end zone. Again, I wish you guys could have seen it, but got distracted there for a second. But just a tremendous effort all around. And again, you talked about it, big players, big games, big opportunities for a lot of these kids. Blake Bailiff, we had a shot of him there toward the end of the game. 4-year varsity player, a senior here for the King defense. And, they talked to him last year, hey, you've been robbing a lot. We need you to be Batman. You got to step up and be Batman. And all these guys here tonight in the black and gold, there are a bunch of Batmans out here for Martin Luther King. Just a tremendous performance and a tremendous showcase of so much talent across the board for both of these schools. And there's Brooke Fletcher, and she's standing by with a couple of young men who did a lot to help their team get the W here tonight. Fletch, what do you got?
All right, I'm here with Terrence Brown and Dante Moore. Guys, you guys left it all out on the field here tonight to not only come out and win, but to win the way you guys did. Describe the emotions you're feeling right now.
Hey, we got to go. Oh, we got.
All right, well, they got to go celebrate with their team, you guys.
There you go.
It makes sense. I mean, that's the first time I ever got left in the middle of the interview, but we'll try to get them after.
Yeah.
We'll try to get them after. Oh, they're back.
First time
back.
Fletch has ever been stood up.
I thought you guys left me.
Here we go.
Okay.
Oh, man. Take it away, Brooke.
Okay, should we try this again?
Yeah, good.
Okay, describe the emotions you guys are feeling after a win like this.
It was a great team win overall. I'm gonna give my respect out to Cass. A great game. Overall, it's been back and forth throughout these years. I think you said that the final was like 35-31. We're up right now, like with the total wins. But overall, it was a good game. 41-34. You know, they came to 3,200, so we had to come out to win.
I mean, this defense, you guys played so well here tonight, and you guys showed up big, especially in those final minutes in this game. Terrence, what was working so well for the defense here tonight?
We was listening to our coaches, doing what we had to do. That's all we did. It wasn't nothing too crazy.
Not too crazy. Not too crazy. Okay, Dante. But, I mean, listen, you knew you were going up against a tough defensive line, and they were going to bring the pressure. But this offense didn't seem to be phased. Describe the chemistry between you and your playmakers here tonight.
I mean, the D-line and their offensive line, you know, it's the same players, but like Deion Walker, you know, Jackson Pruitt, like them coming at me after every play, so I have to look out for them. But overall, I mean, it was a great D-line, you know, how to get the ball out fast as I can. But overall, you know, I told the O-line it's going to be tough. Just give me some couple time, and I'll make the ball get delivered. But overall, I mean, great shout out to the D-line. Overall, our offensive line came and did their thing.
Terrence, I know you don't like to say much, but you probably have a lot to say after that big interception in the fourth quarter, huh?
No, I ain't really say much. Nah. No, I don't really talk at all.
When he caught the pick, I felt good because, you know, when he caught the pick, we came to a scoring drive. So I told him, give me a stop, I'm gonna score for y'all.
All right. Well, guys, congratulations. Now we'll go let you celebrate with your team. Thanks so much for being with me.
Unbelievable. That's it. That's the beauty of high school football. Hey, he let his play do the talking. That's okay, Terrence. You know, Detroit Martin Luther King symbolizes progress, folks. Symbolizes success. There's love between both of these programs. But tonight, the bragging rights belong to the black and gold of Detroit Martin Luther King. 41-34 victors here tonight in the Motown Showdown. We'll see you again next week for Football Fridays on Bally Sports.